Boom.
You caught me there. I was dancing to the theme tune.
We're in my entrance.
Shut up! Come on, get on with it.
Oh my God! Press the admit button. Wow. I'm sweating, Steve. I'm nearly going to play it. Nearly about to do the intro again. And welcome to the Transfer Exchange Show. I'm your host, Kieran Stewart. And today we have two hosts. One, Steve K. How you doing, Steve?
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Kieran.
How you doing? Next to me, we've got Simon Powell. And Simon knows we're not going to hear the end of this. It's going to be going all through the WhatsApp chats. New host, Steve K. How you doing, Simon? Trying to scratch your head.
Right, everyone.
How you doing? My bottom left, I've got Nathan Ellington. How you doing, Nathan?
Great, thanks. All good.
Look at that. So I'm smiling as well.
Of course, we're all smiling today.
Not too much. It's like a wry smile. It's like a inside kind of little smile. Yours is beaming. And I know why. We'll get to that in a minute. And on my bottom right, I've got Jerome. How you doing, Jerome?
Yep, lovely, jubbly. All good, thanks.
Boom. All right. Before we get started, everyone, please like and subscribe. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. I've got 67 people watching right now. I need to get 67 subscribers. All right? Please. Don't make me beg. I ain't doing that again. You'll hear me later on. I will ask again. It's standard. All right. Make sure you hit the like. Make sure you share. It's going to be a good show today. Today we're going to be doing the free transfer 11. It's the January transfer window is officially open, and from now, players with 6 months left on their contract can officially talk to other clubs. We're going to be picking our best 11s, and I tell you what, I put together my team, and I genuinely think my team could win the Premier League. It may need a little bit of time to sort of gel, but my team is serious.
You just screenshotted Sky Sports then, didn't they?
No, didn't at all. No, I've got my own mind. They have no clue what they're doing.
Yeah. It was 2021, not 21 and 22.
No, I've got that. I know that. See, I don't know if you've noticed, but my fantasy football team is way above yours. It's way above yours.
Yeah.
In fact,
I wish you guys were on Sun Dream Team because I'm on the top of my league.
No. You wouldn't get to the real one, the Premier League one. Free.
That's
free.
busy though. Mine's free, but that's really busy. Like you have to be a real manager there. You do too much every week. It's like a job.
Yeah.
You don't get paid for that one. I can't do that.
You do it properly. You get paid something.
On paper, mine's up there. It's just they're struggling.
Yeah, but that paper needs to go in the bin, Steve. I've seen it. It's awful. Anyway, it's been a busy week, not just for Man United, but for Arsenal. We're going to cover a few of the results in the league because we're going to be talking about a couple of things that have happened with a few managers that are maybe on the line of getting the boot. I hope not. And obviously, there's been a little bit of a turnaround with Arsenal FC, of course. But, of course, this is what we've got him on here for. Man United started off the week with a tough game against Wolves. And when they say scraped it, they say Man United doing a Man United. This was the epitome of Man United doing a Man United, weren't it? It's the last kick of the game, nearly.
Yeah, mate. It was a boring one, to be fair. It's always going to be a tough one against Wolves because they are a really good side. They had the better of the chances. We did have a good chance with Bruno. I think I remember he got a close chance, but the keeper saved it. But really, most of it was coming from them. They were basically counter-attacking us more than us doing that to them. And, as you think it's going to end and nothing's going to happen, Rashford comes and gets a goal, and it was just great to get the 3 points because we know at this point in time, it was a case of, can we really close the distance or are we going to fall off this time again when we really look like we can do something? And to do it, to get over the line, just shows, like I was saying before, it looks like Solskjaer has found his combination of players with what we've got. And obviously lovely to see my man Eric Bailly come in and shore things up at the back, as I said he would do. and it just means that we just looked that little bit better, and it's just great to see him back in and not be injured, playing 4 games on the trot now. So I'm happy with that.
I mean, you say it's a boring game. It's always going to be a boring game against Wolves. They're a team that when they attack and they beat you and they score, they look good. They just don't do that a lot. They're very organised in the way they play. Very good structure, and you got the win. This is important. You got the 3 points.
Exactly.
And another tough game against their noisy neighbours, Aston Villa, who have been causing some upsets this season, and a 2-1 victory.
Great game, to be fair. I really like that game because, I was watching Villa thinking, wow, you know what? Their boys in midfield are really good. McGinn caught my eye. But, that's the game where I really looked into Grealish and I thought, you know what? I'm going to have a real look at this guy and see whether he could play at United. And 100% this guy will improve our side. He is a special guy. He is so comfortable under pressure. It's unbelievable. Yeah. And his quality into the players, unbelievable. So I'd love to see him floating left, middle, or right. He can do either. He's that good. So for me, before I was thinking, because I didn't really know too much about him, I thought he was just in the hole, same as Bruno, Pogba, and all of them. When obviously you thought Bruno, Pogba might go in the hole. But now, 100% he can play either side. So anyway, open game. Villa showed why they deserve to be where they are. But United, again, we were the better side, first 20. Then they got into it a bit. And then obviously we opened things up, got our goal. Then they got a goal back. And then straight away we got a penalty. I believe it's a penalty. He got tripped on his foot. He flicked his leg onto his other leg. So he's going to fall over. And then that's a foul anywhere on the pitch. So for me, I was happy that we got the 3 points again in a very tough match. And we actually looked the better side all in all. So I was really, really happy that we now closed the gap. Same points as Liverpool. We just obviously need to catch up because Liverpool got that 7-0 win against Palace. They pulled away with the goal difference. But I'm really happy with where United at right now. They're doing the right things. When they play against the big teams, they're not stupid like Chelsea were maybe today. They tried to open things up. We don't open things up because we know we ain't got the boys to do it. When we have the boys to do it, I'm sure Solskjaer will open things up. But right now, you got to keep it tight. Play Liverpool. I expect him to do the same and counter-attack them and probably get the win.
And that's the thing. You can't. You can do that against maybe a West Brom. You can do that against some of these other, even a Sheffield United. But you can't do that against Wolves or even an Aston Villa side who have just got this momentum this season, this confidence. They're not afraid of anyone.
Yeah, they're playing some really good stuff. Like I say, like even the players that they've brought in this year have just taken them to that next level. And like Ollie Watkins, he's come in and he's really taken, been on fire. And who's not going to be on fire when you got Grealish putting that kind of balls in all the time, on a plate for him. It doesn't matter what league you are. If you're a good striker, you can put away balls on the plate. You're going to get yourself 10, 15 goals in the Prem. I expect him to get that amount in the Prem this year with a guy like him around him. Yeah,
and he's got that perfect way to pass, Grealish as well, isn't he? And as you said earlier, John McGinn, I think he's probably one of the most underrated central midfielders in the Prem. He just does his job, does his teamwork, and then every now and again he knocks in with a goal as well. Top player.
He's a really good player. I think Alex Ferguson mentioned something about it a while ago when they first came up last year, and I was wondering what this guy's about. But yesterday, basically, really, made it clear. Not yesterday, Friday. So, it just made it clear to me that McGinn, really good player, and Grealish definitely. I think he's got world-class ability about him. I can see it when I see it in my eyes. I can see it clearly now. Like before, like I said, I wasn't fully focused on him, but now I can see clearly why everyone's talking about him. And he can play in any team in the world for me. The type of football he's playing. He could go and be comfortable in a PSG, a Bayern, a Barcelona. He could go anywhere and be comfortable.
Yeah, he's a serious player. All right, who has got questions for Nathan? I know we've got questions for each other as well. We've got questions for all. Like I like the feel of last week. If you've got a question, throw it their way. So, Steve, I can see you smiling. I see you smiling. You like you're ready.
Yeah, I've got a couple.
Go
First one's to Nathan. What happened there?
He's got the stopwatch on the screen.
I was just about to whack the me pad then. See something wrong.
Okay.
Don't worry, Green. Stop watching
Right,
there.
Nathan, been watching Man United a long while. Who are your favourite three front players? Now, not be the best.
Currently playing?
Your favourite players, your favourite three front players for United.
In the squad now?
No, anywhere, ever.
Ever?
Oh,
my
ever.
goodness me. Okay. Okay, let's have a think about that. Because obviously growing up, seeing Andy Cole, seeing Mark Hughes, seeing Cantona, obviously you got to put him up there. Cantona was one of the most effective players and most needed players in the club, like obviously most valuable, I should say. So Cantona definitely. Van Nistelrooy was unbelievable, but he got Cristiano Ronaldo.
Oh, mate.
So Cristiano Ronaldo, I'm gonna have to put him as one of the front three, of course. You got Cantona, but now you got Van Persie, who I absolutely love.
You can't have Van Persie. You can't have Van Persie. You can't.
The minute I saw him join Arsenal,
Nah, one season, man.
nah, mate, he's been unbelievable. He's a great player. What a finisher. So he's another one. But then, if you're talking about obviously having to, I can't see the time, the minutes, but let's move that down a bit so I can see.
1 minute.
Right. So if I'm really gonna pick a team, Cristiano's in there for sure. Oh my gosh, you got Rooney. Oh my god. You got Rashford. Rashford's not gonna make it in there with this team there.
Rashford ain't getting in there.
Wow, Cantona, you're not gonna play. Seriously? What? I'll put you in the whole Cantona, yeah? Just let me leave the other three up there. Cristiano.
1 minute 30 is not mentioned. Andy Cole.
Oh my gosh, you got. It's not going to be balanced, guys, but it doesn't matter.
It's not about balance.
Rooney, Van Persie, Cristiano.
Berbatov.
15 seconds.
Van Nistelrooy is serious. I can't leave him out either. Oh my.
No, you
God.
have to.
Right, that's it. Rooney, Van Persie, Cristiano.
Not bad. Well done. Very good.
Steve, that's a horrible question.
To be fair. It's not even the balance of the the all-out strike.
No, it was just your favourites, mate.
There.
3 favourites.
Yeah,
You are the worst Man United fan we've ever had.
That's it.
How can you pick Van Persie over Ruud van Nistelrooy?
Because I love what Van Persie is all about.
It's your
a bit of extra. I don't know what it is, but his touch was amazing, and he always scored something from nothing. You had Valencia striking balls in with crazy, not great quality, and he's still getting his foot on the end of it and scoring. Like, he was just unbelievable. I don't know.
Nathan, my stomach actually churned when you said Van Persie, mate. Like,
why don't you like him?
I'm hurt. No, I love the guy.
Okay.
People, Man United fans, turned around to me when Man United were going for Van Persie, and they were like, "Yeah, you mean that good?" I said, "You don't know. You don't understand. You don't know. Like, you don't know because you're not watching him every week. You don't know. This guy is like a mini Bergkamp. Like, he does things that no one does. He does things that no one does. Like, the only time where you can do this is by practicing in your back garden from when the sun comes up to the sun comes down, and he does silly things."
Yeah, he's unbelievable.
I'm 33 years old. 2 of the best finishers I have seen in England with my own eyes: Thierry Henry and Ruud van Nistelrooy. Those are the 2 best finishers I have ever seen in the Premier League. We've had some amazing strikers, don't get me wrong.
That's very
But Van Nistelrooy was a different level.
You know what's funny though? You know, like us football players, we obviously know Henry and you know what he's about and that, but we didn't see him as like one of those, like, you know, like elite finishers. If you get what I mean. Fowler. Yeah, Robbie Fowler's elite finishing. Like Van Persie's elite finishing. Henry, he got better and better as he carried on, but he wasn't that kind of elite finisher. I'm talking about Aguero. You know, Van Persie. They're just the next level. Like, I think they're at a level up here. Then you've got the Henrys and the other people. He's still obviously up there. But it was one of them things where I've had good chats with people, and obviously saying he wasn't a natural finisher. People who trained with him and stuff, but then he improved and got better. So it's just funny to hear that. But yeah, definitely with Van Persie. Even when Henry and Van Persie were playing together, my favourite player to watch at Arsenal was Van Persie.
Yeah, I get that.
I could just see something about him. I was just loving it. Just it's unfortunate he was injured quite a bit, isn't it? You guys.
Yeah, he was a scorer of great goals, weren't he?
Yeah, unbelievable.
And then he was a scorer of just many goals in the end with Arsenal.
Yeah.
He just
to pick one out, the one everyone must remember, the one against Charlton that he scored.
Charlton, I remember that. What was better, that one against Charlton or the volley that he scored for Man United?
That volley against Villa. Oh my gosh! Yeah.
Champions League, Barcelona, right at the side, just literally past the goalkeeper.
I mean, Champions League, what we should have won because the referee robbed us by sending off Van Persie for a yellow card for kicking the ball away. Like, you mental, you idiot, fool.
That's crazy.
And you know we go like, do you know how we talked last week about Son and how I said for some reason he's unbelievable, world class, but he seems underrated. That's a bit like Van Persie. I don't think some people,
I think before he's moved to Man United, people didn't get it.
No.
I think because what a lot of people also said that he's moved to Man United. Oh, he's got better at Man United. No, you just weren't watching him. You just weren't watching him on a weekly basis. Like he did all of that. Like he did all of that. He was out. He was just
fitter. I just think he just played more games. That was all. Really.
Do you know what? I don't think. From what I heard, it was his time with Moyes that was the end of him for Man United, because at Arsenal he worked out a training regime where he didn't have to. He could do his own training regime, and Alex Ferguson took that with him. So he let him carry on that training regime when he was at United, and then when Moyes came in, he ripped it up, which is why he started picking up injuries again. So
stupid, silly thing to do, but
very, very silly. All right. Next question. Who's there? Who's got the next one?
Don't rush all at once.
Yeah, I've got one. All right. Nathan.
Go on.
Man United are sitting top of the league now, yeah? Is it a mental thing that will stop them from winning the league, or is it something that they need to go out in January and purchase to make sure that they've got all the tools in their locker to carry on this momentum?
No, I think, to be fair, I think United are doing what they're capable of doing with the squad they've got. And it's fortunate for me that Lindelof got injured, because Bailly's now in, and hopefully if Bailly stays fit, even if Lindelof comes back, Bailly stays in because of the surety he brings to the defence. It just allows us to attack a bit more without having to play that extra defensive midfielder in every game. Like now, we can actually afford to go and play one defensive midfielder, one kind of half and half, and then the rest. So I think if we play like that, if we're able to keep team fit, we've got a good chance. Reason why? Because Van Dijk's injured. Simple as that. Liverpool have Van Dijk. They won't be letting in the normal games where they might win 1-0. They might be 1-1 now, and it might be 2-1, and they might lose a game because Van Dijk is not playing. He's a major difference. And when he went before he wasn't at the club, they missed out on winning the league because he wasn't there, and they didn't have a keeper. Now, Man City, I don't think they're that great compared to the years before either. So I think we've got a very good chance to be in the mix. And if we can continue doing what we're doing, I can't see how we can't continue doing what we're doing. The players we've got, I can't see Rashford not playing the way he plays every week. Bruno doing the same. Pogba doing the same from here on out. The defence now, I'm liking the defence. Shaw or Telles at the back. Then you got Wan-Bissaka on the right. And then you've got, like I said, Bailly or Tuanzebe who can come in with Maguire. It's not a problem. And then obviously you can see we've got options in the midfield. So we got enough cover to be able to make it through the rest of the season and can keep playing the same way. It's all about now, how do we fare against the big boys when on the second time round? We need to beat them big boys. and then we'll be all right.
But what about Liverpool? Are people just making the assumption that Liverpool are just going to be the same machine that they were last year? Oh, this is what I'm saying. Like, because I don't know a team that's won the league and in the second season they've won it at a canter like Liverpool did last season. Everyone's
dropped off. They dropped off the minute they won the league. I don't know if you noticed it, but the minute they won the league, the next game, I don't remember them winning. Then they were off it. Like Van Dijk was even off it, and everyone was off it a bit because they were happy that they just won the league. Then the start of the season came, and they were off it again, and then they got beaten up by Villa 7, and then then they're dropping points. Then you get injuries. Then I'm like, they're not going to. We've got to capitalize on these injuries because remember, the seasons before, everyone else gets injured. You know, a City player gets injured. Man United didn't have Martial, Rashford, Pogba. For so much of the season, we had so many big names out. And I said, you know what? If Liverpool lost Van Dijk or lost Salah or Mane, how are they going to do? They're going to be the same as everyone else if they lose their best players. Right now, they're feeling it this year where others felt it the years before. But we've got to capitalise on that happening and be able to, take these points while they're struggling. And that's it.
All right. Yeah, I just think that a lot's been made of that Liverpool are going to sort of stroll the way they did last season. But I don't know a team that wins the league. I mean, I've seen Man City teams with 100+ points win the league, and in the following season it was tight. The same with a Man United and a Chelsea team that have won the league, absolutely smashed it. The following season is tough. Like, I don't know teams in the Premier League that win it back to back and do it easy both times. So I just feel that this is always going to happen for Liverpool. It's a mentality thing, and it's a test of mentality, and it's something that none of them Liverpool players have been through before. So
I know they didn't win the league the year before, but it was a freak season, weren't it? I mean, they as good as won it, didn't they? I mean, it was so. In any other league in the history of the football since it started, they would have won the league that year. I mean, the amount of points that they got.
Yeah,
and then they won the European Cup, and then they went and won the league. So they're still top of the league now.
Yeah, but the thing is,
not bad.
The thing is that season that they didn't win the league and they won the Champions League, they were like 9 points ahead of Man City, and City come back and won that league. Liverpool are spoken about like they lost, like they won it. Like Man City were given no credit that year that they won that league. No. That's why Pep Guardiola was going mad about it, and they didn't win it. So they dropped points, and they had the lead that season as well. So it would have helped them mentally, but it's still not something that any of their players have been through, where they've won a league, or maybe James Milner, but the rest of the players, they've not been through winning a league and then they're doing it again. So I'm just wondering whether it's another thing that people need to think about when it comes to thinking of Liverpool winning the league back to back. It's not going to be as easy as, and when you've got someone like Man United sniffing around them, maybe it's their mentality of the club that's been there in recent years that could sort of push her for a real title challenge for them. And with Man City coming up in the league as well, they're starting to look like they've found some sort of structure without Sergio Aguero up top, which is always going to be a tough thing.
I don't see that being sustainable, to be fair. I just don't see them being the same.
It's not sustainable, but I mean, it's one of them things. Do they have enough with a De Bruyne up there, and then a Jesus up there, and then a Aguero coming in?
For me, no.
I don't think
they have enough.
No.
Not all season long. I think they'll come unstuck on a few games now where they normally wouldn't, and that's going to be the difference. But again, everyone else is not that great to capitalise. So the only team looking like they might do is United at the minute, that will capitalise. So to be fair, if we slip up like we're known to be able to, then everyone's going to be in the same boat, and it'll go down to the very last day.
Yeah.
And then if Van Dijk's back, you might see Liverpool just go and win it anyway. So it's one of them things where we're getting closer because people are going to leave. People are going to leave soon as well.
Yeah.
So, there was a stat that came out that I saw where it says this season in the Premier League, I think it's only Arsenal that have done 3 wins in a row in the Premier League. Nobody else, I don't think, has actually done that this season.
way.
So that just shows
3
you
what?
Liverpool haven't done that. United haven't done that. City, Tottenham, Chelsea, they haven't done that.
What's that? Sorry?
What? Surely not.
I'm sure I
3
saw
wins in a row.
3 wins in a
Nah.
row. So that's like
United have
obviously.
won like loads in a row.
Yeah, no, that can't be right. That can't be right.
No, I don't mean like, where you win away and then you draw home, but then you win again away and you win again away. When you play 3 games in a row, home, away, and then home,
Yeah.
Arsenal, I think, are the only team in the Premier League this year that have done that.
No,
And that's through this Christmas
Everton-
period.
United surely have done that, no?
Everton have done it. Man City have done it. Arsenal have just done it. There's a
Okay.
few clubs that have
Have a
done it.
look. Maybe.
few
I'll
clubs
have
have
to have
done
a
it.
look at that.
In all fairness, though, I do still see Liverpool winning the league at the end of the season, and I do see them winning it at least by 10 points to second
What?
place, whoever's second. But I don't see.
It ain't that thing. It's like, what?
No, I do. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. When some of their players have obviously do come back, and then obviously if Van Dijk's back as well, because he's already in light training and running and all that stuff, and because he's with Netherlands, one at physio coaches. I do see Liverpool still winning the league by at least 10 points towards the end, but it won't be because they've blitzed everyone. It will be down to odd teams still dropping those awkward 3 points, the awkward 2-point drop. I still see that. I don't see it being.
To be fair.
I don't see it being Liverpool and United just constantly winning and nobody can catch them.
Now, look, Arsenal,
You know what?
Arsenal was spoken about like there was in a relegation battle 2 weeks ago, and
Yeah.
even Nathan. I know you threw a little cheeky one in there. I know you was probably joking, but that was 3 games ago. Arsenal are now 10 points behind top and 11 points behind bottom. So if anyone wants to talk about Arsenal in a relegation fight, they can talk about us in the league title as well. So it ain't happening. But
you're not going to get relegated.
the league is mad at the moment. It's mad.
It is. It's crazy.
You know what?
If
If Liverpool beat United in that next game coming up, then I can see it being a 10-pointer. If they don't and we win, they probably win it, but I can't see it being a 10-pointer. Maybe
it will be a serious.
You know?
It will be a serious title challenge then. It needs to be that. It needs to be that. Man United needs to be that.
It needs to be. It's got.
It needs to be that. I don't want it like last season. That's boring. That's boring. But look, it was only a few weeks ago that there was a lot of serious talk about Tottenham in a title challenge. They've dropped off. Chelsea was second in the league. They've dropped off and they've gone on to lose again today. How long until there's serious talk about Frank Lampard and his job? It was only last week we were speaking about who's at the head of the sack race, and I think what did it come out as? I think it was the conclusion was that it was probably Frank Lampard was the one that was most in trouble, and he's gone on to lose the next game. What was your question? Go on.
I was basically just going to say we've seen Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and we've seen Mikel Arteta go through some horrible times in the English media by fan bases and by players. Obviously, we think that they've downed tools. Do you think Frank Lampard has got the ability and the power at Chelsea to do that? What Arteta and Ole have done, and make him a better manager?
Asking me, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. To be fair, Chelsea have bought really well. They do have a good side, but I think Frank has to find his team now. He has to find his best team, and it looks like Giroud is probably the guy up top. And people don't realise how good he is. But if you're going to keep taking him out and putting him in, taking him out, you're never going to find that blend. And you need a bit of power up there. And I think he's got enough to do that. He's got to find that balance. I think he probably needs to buy, some really good players at the back. I think that's what he needs, like pacey, younger players. He's got like experience, but then he's still just, you know, when you leave yourself a little bit open, just like United were doing, you realise, listen, we can't go gung-ho. We've got to go like this. So Lampard's got to do that now. Just like with you guys, you just turned the corner, started playing really well. That's because he was forced to change the team up. And the team now, he can go, oh, wait a minute. I can play this kind of team. And then I can bring these players back in this area and that area. Now looking pretty good. But then you say, like I said, Lampard, he needs to be given a bit more time to handle his new players. He only just got them. He probably not even trained with them that much. They've probably been away on an international journey. They've had so many games in a row. They've probably not even trained that much during the weeks. So he's got to then look at the players and try and make decisions on the fly. And people don't realise that, like, you can't give a manager like half a season and say, go on, do the job. He's got to be given, you know, at least a season, 2 seasons to try and do something and see some progress. So I think he's got enough. I think he's brought in the right players. On paper, it looked really, really good. We all thought that's a tasty side, that, you know, but he's just not found that balance yet, which can get him to the top. Think about it. They're not far off the top. They're just not lost to City. They've done pretty well, but they're just not done what everyone thinks they want them to win. There's only one team that can win it. Yeah. So only one team that can be at the top.
I think it's a tough one for Lampard, but I'd be worried if I was Frank Lampard, because this is a Roman Abramovich, and he doesn't waste any time when it comes to bringing in new managers or anything like that.
It is January.
But who's going to come
January.
in? Who's going to come in? Right now, when he's just brought in all his players. Is the manager going to go, or get a new manager, or I have to bring in my players? I don't want these guys. No chance. I can't see it happening. But I think he's got to be given the rest of the season, surely.
Do you think that a manager's going to be looking at this team and thinking he's going to need that much?
Well, what do they need? From what you can see, what do they need?
He just plays players in wrong position. That's all he's doing.
Who's playing in the wrong position? When I look at them, they look like they're in the right positions. Huh?
Werner was playing up top.
Werner's not a striker.
He's a striker.
He wants to play up top.
Werner, for me, is a left winger.
Yeah, but he's played up front for Leipzig, no?
Goal scorer.
He's a goal scorer, mate.
It's like Aubameyang. It's like Aubameyang. Aubameyang can't dribble past someone. He can't head a ball. He can't hold up the play. Not better than what Lacazette does. That's why he plays out on the left.
I think Werner's got more to his game than Aubameyang.
He's got more in his game, but as a striker in the Premier League, I don't think he's got what it takes.
Same here. I don't think he's got enough strength to do that with the team that he's got. I think he needs to play Werner on the right or left, put Pulisic on the other side, and put Giroud up front. I think Giroud will get 20 plus goals a season. He plays every week. I'm telling you, the guy's not fast, but he knows how to finish. And you guys did a silly move by selling him. He is a player.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't standing around there dancing when they said they were selling Olivier Giroud, mate. I was fuming.
I'm not saying no. I called him a lamppost and everything.
There we go. 100%.
The guy can't move, but he scores for fun.
And he gets assists as well. He gets assists as well.
I did always say, though, he's the best Plan B striker in world football.
Plan B. He's the first choice at France as well.
His first choice at France.
There because he needs to have the other fast players around him. Same like Chelsea. Lampard should take a leaf out of their book. Giroud up top, put the pace around him. Simple. Get the ball into it.
Timo Werner's a centre forward, but he needs someone to play off. I think at Leipzig, didn't he have the Danish guy? Who's a big lump up top to play with him. Pulisic.
I'm seeing a few Chelsea fans as well saying maybe we should sell N'Golo Kante. Maybe he's coming to the end of his career. It's like behave. It's like behave.
It's crazy, isn't it?
No.
I'll take him. I'll take Kante.
Is that his purple patch now? We need to move him on. Send him to Arsenal. That was their exact quotes.
Who's going to play in there for him?
Who said it now? I can't remember. Some at Blues TV. Somebody on Blues TV said it, and I was in stitches.
I wish they drop a clanger like that and give us Kante.
Purple patch. Purple patch. A patch.
I don't know if he's gonna make it as a Premiership manager. I mean, none of us does. I mean, he's not had long of us done. I mean, we can all surmise. But one thing I will say is that I think he had today. I think he had six players on the pitch that had only signed from this window, last window. You've got to give him time. You can't just. You can't. I've got the ifs of what I think what will happen, but taking away what I think he'll be and what will happen with Chelsea, you can't just expect six players to gel together just like that and hit the ground running. So you've got to give him time. But as I said, I do worry about him because of the Chelsea remit. The way they do sack managers, and as I say, we said on the Chelsea show that their remit works, and because as soon as they seem to sack someone and bring someone in, they'll win a title or they'll win the Champions League. So Roman's going to have that in his head. That's why I worry about Frank. But
I just think the longer they keep Frank, the worse it's going to get. That's all I think. Because I saw this guy. I watched what he did with Derby because I wanted to see if all these players could make it. I've been watching Steven Gerrard at Rangers, and they've been unbelievable. Celtic can't touch them. Celtic literally cannot touch them. You can't touch Steven Gerrard. That's how good of a manager he is. And I'm looking what he's doing with Rangers. And Steven Gerrard could come into that Chelsea team, and they'll be closer than where they are now with Frank. Hands down.
You know what? I kind of I'd have a look at that because I think if you pick Rangers and Celtic and go to that league, the chances are 90% that you're gonna do well anyway. So I don't think it's fair to say that because I think if Lampard went there, he'd probably be able to do the same. I don't think Chelsea are playing any bad football. They're playing good stuff. They just lost some games that while learning what they're doing. I don't think he's a bad manager. I just see it like, only a few teams can be top. The other teams are doing a little bit better that are a little bit better equipped.
I think if Steven Gerrard, I think there's that when he goes to Rangers, there's that persona that is Steven Gerrard. The players will look at him as if I need to take whatever he's saying in because he's got this, he's won Champions League, he's been there, he's seen it, he's done it. Like, you won't have the same appeal at Chelsea with Lampard. Then players yes, it's Frank Lampard, but it's different. It's different.
But with the Liverpool-Chelsea thing, can you honestly see Gerrard go to Chelsea?
You want to say?
I wouldn't go there either.
There's no way he'd go to Chelsea.
No, I don't see it, but I'm saying if Gerrard was the manager now of Chelsea, they would be sat in the league third. At least 2 or 3 points behind Man United. If Frank Lampard is at Rangers, they're not top of the league. They're still behind Celtic. Yeah. This is the difference. With Derby County, he had the best squad in the Championship. Look at the players that he had. I can't remember off the top of my head, but go and have a look at the players. He bottled the Championship. He bottled the playoffs to get to promotion to get away from playoffs. He bottled that. He nearly bottled the semi-finals of the Championship playoffs, and then he bottled the final as well with Derby. At Derby, his record's not very good. His win percentage is not even better than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's and Mikel Arteta's. So then he goes to Chelsea, he gets the job at Chelsea, he has the youth kids to deal with, right? So he gets the youth kids to deal with. We all think Chelsea now, they're not getting top 4, whatever. Man United didn't have Bruno Fernandes. They didn't have half of the players that they've got now. Leicester City had 3 of their key players out injured. There's pretty much half of their side.
Everyone gets players injured. Like,
that's what I'm saying. But with Frank Lampard, the way he got that top 4, it wasn't a miracle when you look at it. As soon as Bruno Fernandes came to Man United, that was it. Bang. They were on their tail, and they were on Chelsea's tail. And Chelsea then were like, oh, this is not as easy as it is. Arsenal went through 3 managers in one season. Tottenham was under Mourinho and was literally a laughingstock every single week. If this is Frank Lampard now, in his first season with Chelsea, with those youth players, he's lower than us. That's all I'm going to say. I don't rate him as a manager. Nice guy, a legend
I don't
at
even
Chelsea.
know what that match was. What?
But I
I
don't
think he
know.
hasn't
Just
had enough
rating.
time
That's
yet.
all.
He hasn't had enough time to really put the jury out on him. It's not long enough for me. Like, he's only a brand new manager. Same like Solskjaer. Everyone's saying he's out of his depth. He didn't do well with
No,
Cardiff.
I think that's got to be.
But
put
you've
to
got to
bed
give
now, that
everyone
one.
the chance. There's only a few players.
Right.
You know, like Guardiola, he comes to Barca and they win. So you call him a great manager.
Yeah.
And then he continues and they win. But not everyone's going to
At
come and
Bayern
win.
Munich and at Man City,
Yeah.
and I'm not saying he's not good because he's good. Like, he rewrites stuff, but exactly what you're saying. And look, I believe that with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, people are just waiting for him to make a mistake. And as soon as Man United lose 2 games in the trot, it will be, I told you, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer ain't good enough. So
I don't think he's not good enough. I think he does it his way.
You can't really win. You can't really win. It's
They're
a
the
tough
fans
one,
you
innit?
just don't listen to though as well. Because
So-
we know Ollie is doing a good job. He is doing a good job. I watched that game against Aston Villa and I saw players knowing what to do on the pitch.
Yeah.
I saw Bailey coming in and getting absolutely scrutinised every week. Why is he still here? He's not better than Lindelof. Bailey's better than Maguire.
Exactly.
What's the next
Easily
step
better.
there?
I've seen
What's the
Luke
next step
Shaw.
there?
I've seen Luke Shaw bomb down the left and now actually beat a man and cross a ball. I've seen Bruno Fernandes control the midfield with Paul Pogba, and I said those two can't play together. Now they've finally worked how to play together because
He's
guess
the man
what?
for the job.
The
He's the man for the
missing
job.
link is Scott McTominay when he does all the dog work and does all the running and frees up space for Bruno, for Pogba. I still feel sorry for Donny because the guy's getting nowhere near the team. But this is when I agree with Steve. You don't change a winning team. For Man United, you don't change a winning team.
All right. Thank you very much for that. Now we're going to go on to the free transfer 11. Now, as we've seen, I said we're in January, so people can start talking to other clubs now. Yeah, people can start talking to other clubs and start arranging moves in the summer. There's a list of players there that I feel like I could win the Prem with. Yeah?
Same here.
With my managerial skills, my know-how, my football intelligence, I feel like I could take this team to win a Champions League. Now, if you look at some of the players on this list, it is outstanding. I mean, you got Messi on there, you got David Alaba on there, you got Donnarumma, Memphis Depay, Ronaldo. The list is endless. So, here we go for the team. Let's have a look at some of the players we've got in there.
You've just mentioned half of my team there, I think.
Oh, have I?
Yeah, he's already got all my
To
players.
be fair,
I've got a confession though to make. I've got a big confession to make. I'm not going to say. I'm not going to say the dog has eaten my homework, but my other half.
Has eaten your homework.
No. My other half has moved my homework and put it in the bin because she thought it was
She thought
rubbish.
your team was that rubbish. Your team was that bad.
No, she never saw my team. She just thought it was leftover rubbish on the table. And you know when women tell you don't leave stuff on the table or I'll bin it. There's the example.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I've lost my homework.
Right now, again.
you can be Kieran's second hand when you discuss if we've got a draw.
I'm not getting any advice of Simon for anything.
I
We've all got pretty much the same team.
So I bet we ain't.
Yeah, Steve.
Oh, yeah.
Steve likes to have something a bit different, a bit of je ne sais quoi, as he would say.
I bet you we all have at least six players the same.
We have to. Like, if you haven't, there's a problem. It's a bit. Do you know what it feels like? If you haven't got some of these players in, it was a bit like when you didn't pick Harry Kane for in the team of the year so far. Like the geezer who's got like 9 or 10 goals and 10 assists, contributes 20 goals. He didn't pick it. It was only me that picked him. It's like madness. So it had to be like an agenda kind of thing if you hadn't picked these players. So let's go. In goal. In goal.
Of course.
It has to be Donnarumma. Did anyone else pick anyone but Donnarumma?
Yeah.
I got him.
Done. Agreed.
Yeah.
That's one.
21 years old.
Go on, Steve. Give us a little rundown.
Well, no, he's 21 years old. He's got fantastic sell-on value, obviously. Coming to, obviously, unbelievable. AC Milan. Surprised they don't want to keep him. I'm not too sure what's going on there.
They're currently in contract negotiations with him and Hakan Kalonju.
Yeah, but excellent goalkeeper, tall, strong. Yeah, going to be a good keeper for a long while.
And let's start off with left back, because I know that this says centre back, but I'm not having it.
Well, that was the thing. Because he's playing centre back for Bayern now, I'd put him at centre back.
Oh,
because he's playing at centre back now.
Controversial.
I think we should have a chat about
That's a tough one, isn't it? Because he is
a left back. I'll have a chat about it. He's a left back.
I'll have a chat about it.
He has been a left back, but he's now a centre back.
I had him as left back.
Yeah.
But he's a centre back.
Put your hand up if you have him as left back.
Well,
I don't want to be a centre.
If I can read underneath his name.
I've read many interviews with his dad. Yeah, and his dad said,
"I don't want to be a centre back. I want to be a left back."
His manager said, "I've got the world's best left back at left back right now, who runs at 400 miles an hour, in Alonso Davies. So I can't put David Alaba there. I'm currently missing a centre back, so I'm going to have to squeeze in a square peg in a round hole in David Alaba and put the left back and the centre back." So he's managed to be versatile. He's all about versatility. Yeah, Mr. Alaba's about versatility. Yeah, left back, centre back, but left back mainly. See, left wing back.
Well, we both got him in anyway. No problem.
All right.
So that means that Scupper's my centre back pairing now.
All right.
So I'm going to have to give you my left back now that you've got your left back. Because Alaba was in centre back, Bernat was that left back.
Bernat.
Fine.
Hey. Who you got left back?
Bernat was my left back because you obviously Alaba was my centre back.
No. I see. I see. Yeah. One
because I was just looking at what it says, the positions in it, and I thought,
I understand that position.
So I was only going by positions, and I wanted Tyson in. I'm not going to I'll talk later.
Understand. If you don't know where they play, sometimes you have to go to like websites to just double check. I understand that.
I know where he plays. I know Alaba.
You're not sure. That's why you have to check. You have to check.
In the comments, just go and have a cup of tea. We're just going to win us and sort it out.
Well, I was tempted to pick Ryan Bertrand because
that's what I've got.
Because I was looking at him thinking
he's not bad.
I'll take him at Arsenal on a free. Arsenal need a left back. It'd be good competition for Kieran Tierney. Kieran Tierney can't play all these games. He needs to be rotation. He wouldn't cost too much in terms of wages. I think that'd be an astute signing for Arsenal at left back.
Yeah. Is he an English squad?
He's not a left back. It's David Alaba left back, but it was just I was just throwing it in there. Steinman went for him at left back, but we've got David Alaba. First right back. Let's go for right back.
There's only one right back on there that I saw, and I could only pick him. So I don't even know how to say his name. Pick him. Hey Saj.
Hey Saj.
Yeah.
Where the hell is
him as well? Yeah. Go back down.
No, it's further down, isn't it?
Hey Saj.
Yeah.
Page one.
AC.
They made that name.
There he is. There.
HYSAJ.
Yeah.
Napoli. Yeah, that's it.
Could you tell us about Haysaj? What kind of a player he is?
Yeah, Jerome.
I'll tell you about. He's got a very
profiler.
He's got a difficult surname to pronounce and a difficult first name actually. I'll tell you about him.
And his middle name's Jerome.
What does it say there? He's 26 from Albania. He's I'll tell you what. I did have a little look at him actually. He's a very tenacious right back, and a couple of years ago, Chelsea had a bid of about 43 million euros rejected by Napoli for him. Yeah, he's got 55 caps for Albania, and that was all I could find on him.
Hey, do you know what?
Is that not
I'm well
Monaco?
impressed.
No?
I'm well impressed.
Is it Albania? Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Albania. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Bloody hell. Well
That's why
impressed there, Jerome.
That's
That
why
is
he's
why-
That's why he's a player profiler.
Like that.
You are 100%. I was sleeping on that one, Jerome. Well impressed, mate. All right.
We all know this one.
Centre back. Who
We
have
all
you
know
got at
this.
centre back? Come
My
on.
centre back was the one
I
from
ain't done me
Napoli.
right back yet.
What? Wait a minute.
Come on, Steve. Who have you got a right back? Steve, what are you waiting in the wings for?
Seriously.
I've gone a little bit out of the box here because I didn't see this right back. So I was obviously went for someone who I've seen play right wing back who's played on the wing. So I've gone for Lucas Vazquez of Real Madrid.
Yeah.
I knew he'd go for him. I knew.
I know he's a wing. I know he mostly plays up on the wing on the right hand side. But if you're more than welcome to check on the thingy, you'll notice that he does play as a right back as well. And Lucas Vazquez is quality. He's not as quality as a right back, but I thought he was the one I put in there. Vazquez, the Real Madrid.
All right. So you would 100% be the only one to pick that. So you're on your own there, and he's not going in. It's Hayshak. All right. Centre back. Who we got?
I can't believe Simon what he's gonna say. I can't believe he's actually mentioned someone other than what I'm thinking. I can't believe it, Simon. I can't believe it. I will forward
Simon,
my
the chef, nice to meet you. I don't think we've met.
Go on, Simon. Who have you got in there? Who've you got a centre back? Who's centre back carry?
It's from. I remember it's from Napoli. I can't. You're on the right page. The one from Napoli.
No way. What that one? Milik.
No.
Centre forward.
Nicola.
Or Maximovic.
Yeah, that's the one.
You went with Maximovic, yeah?
Yeah, I think that's the one.
Oh,
You went with Maximovic.
Wow.
How'd you choose him, Si?
Look,
Yeah,
Beek.
that's the same good team, mate.
Did you not read? You didn't look further down, no? You didn't look.
I did. I finished my team in like under 5 seconds.
What did you
Done.
You didn't see the two players down from him, yeah? You didn't see him.
Literally, just look. 2 players down.
Oh my!
You're talking about a Real Madrid legend.
Oh my goodness me!
You lot are looking at Premier League champions. I'm looking at survival. I'm playing the game.
Oh my gosh!
Wow. Well, I'm going to tell you who I picked. I picked Sergio Ramos. Now, there's not really much.
What do you want Ramos for?
Are you mad? Are you mad?
He's my centre forward.
I'm starting to sweat. I don't even know if you're joking or not. Am I being trolled?
He's serious.
At least mine's younger.
Oh yeah, no, he's an Arsenal fan. That's what it is. We've got to be young. No, if you're not 18 and just finish your GCSEs, you're past it, mate. Get in the bin. Get in the bin, mate.
Go on, Kieran. Tell us about Ramos.
I don't need to tell you about Ramos because everyone knows about
Ramos.
Someone needs to tell me.
You gave us a budget. You gave us a budget of £20 to work with.
At right back, you need to tell us about Ramos.
They're free transfers. Don't need 20 quid.
Who have you got at centre back, Steve?
What? Centre back?
Seriously.
Centre back.
If you say Mustafi, I'm pressing remove.
It had to be Sergio Ramos.
Well, if someone doesn't choose Sergio Ramos, I don't know what to do. I really don't know.
You're not allowed on the show.
I say I was thinking of putting him up front, but in the end I put him in at centre back. But I mean, he's 34 now, isn't he? But he's just pure quality, and you could not put him in. You could not put him in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Jerome, who have you got a centre back?
Ramos.
Yeah, and go on. Start us with your other centre back pairing. Who you got with him?
The other one I got is my namesake, Jerome Boateng.
Oh,
yeah,
all right.
he was in there
All
as well as a bench player for me.
Not a bad shout. Not a bad shout. Steve, who's you got as your centre back partner with Sergio Ramos?
Well, because Ramos is, he's experienced, 34.
I know.
I put a youngster in next to him, and that's Eric Garcia, Man City.
Yeah.
What?
Nathan's not having it. He wants Jerome Boateng. I tell you what, your team's getting outpaced.
No, I don't have Jerome. Mine's Caliber and Ramos. So.
Oh yeah, because you changed, didn't you? You went for.
I did
you stuck a player in the wrong position. That's all right.
Yeah, you put him in the wrong position. No problem. I've gone with the rules. What it says there.
The rules.
Bending it.
Who wrote the rules?
You're not bending it.
I don't, Steve. I know what you said, Nathan, but you've done him over, mate. They're not the rules. You go by actual positions. All right. I went with Eric Garcia as well. So I thought experience. And I think Garcia is going to be top defender. He's already a very good defender, and you don't know
the guy who's got no deal.
Yeah, it was because he's going to Barcelona.
He's going to Barcelona.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to Barcelona.
For City.
Oh!
That guy. Okay.
We know now.
I see what this is.
Are we not asking mine now next to my Napoli one?
Oh, sorry. Go on. Who did you pick?
Probably Mustafi.
So, you know it.
Oh yeah, he's
not
there, isn't he?
It was better than that. Fabian Schär.
Who?
Fabian Schär, Newcastle.
Oh, shut up. He's not on the third page.
Nathan's on his phone now, just going, where is he? Where is he on Twitter? Unfollow.
That's it. I'm troubling you now.
All right, let's start. Hey, we've gone 4-3-3 this week.
Yeah.
Is that all the defence done?
That's the defence. We've got Donnarumma, centre back pairing.
Can we? I'm about to obviously finish soon, so I wanted to make sure I'm involved in this, please. If it's
all right. Give us the rest of your team, Nathan, so I can write it down.
Come on. Well, we can all just maybe say the three, no? And
go on, give us the three. All right,
I'll give you my three. Yeah.
Give us the three.
I'll give you my dead cert from every one of you. Modric.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Modric. Modric? No.
I love this.
My goodness.
I love this.
No problem.
I love this.
I can't believe it.
No.
Modric. Wijnaldum is in there.
Yeah. Same.
Yep.
Yeah. Wijnaldum's in everyone.
At least that one. And I've actually gone with a sitting defensive midfielder, Javi Martinez. He's part of Bayern.
Yeah,
that's the one that I thought I'd sit in there, and I've Modric and Wijnaldum with them beside him. If you get what I mean.
Okay.
I was thinking of having the Khedira, but I went with Javi Martinez first, just because of his experience and what he's done for Bayern. So.
All right, you've got balanced. I like the balance.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
well,
good.
Go on, Simon. Who have you gone for the centre midfield three?
I went with Gini Wijnaldum on one side. I went with Henrik Mkhitaryan on the other.
He's playing well, I tell you. He's on fire.
No, I like him.
know,
I did like him
is.
before he left Bayern in Dortmund.
And I went with the Martinez in the middle. That was my midfield.
Okay, so Mkhitaryan over Modric then, yeah? Okay, not bad.
Oh, brilliant.
Jerome, have you got the centre midfield
It's like,
three?
when Nathan said that, you could see us all caring, sort of hiding behind the camera.
No, to be fair, Modric is there. I've just gone for a different. I've got a
Player.
different one. Yeah, I've got a different one in there as well.
Yeah.
Jerome.
I got Modric and Wijnaldum, and and I've got the young boy from Bayern Munich, Ricky Puig,
Oh, yeah.
central midfielder. So they're my three, yeah.
Barcelona.
From Barcelona, yeah.
Yeah, I was worried to be there. I thought I'd missed a transfer. Yeah, I've got Modric, Wijnaldum, and Ricky Puig as well.
Quality.
All right, great minds. All right, Steve, what you got?
Not bad.
Right. Well, let's get one out of the way. I said Ricky Puig as well.
All right, so that's the
So
two.
he's in there, that's for sure.
He's in there.
Yeah,
I don't know him, to be fair. I would have picked him if I knew him.
But the
Jerome
other
could give you a little rundown in a sec. Don't worry. He's the man that knows him.
Modric is definitely in there, isn't he?
these two ain't going to go in. But I'd have watched these before, like this morning, and wow, that's why they've got in my team, right? For Porto, Octavio is in my team. He is quality. Just go and have a look. He is absolutely frightening. Right?
What position is he?
He's in the midfield, centre midfield. He's like, he's just like, he's like one of these players who's on. He just don't stop running. He flicks the ball over their heads, puts it through their legs, hits it from outside
attacking
the box,
midfielder, yeah.
whacks it in the top corner. I'm watching this thing and I'm like, wow.
Okay.
You know, this guy is unbelievable. His name's Octavio from FC Porto, and I'm quite amazed that someone ain't said this guy, because again I think this guy's unbelievable. Hakan Kaloglu.
You went with him,
I just thought he was absolutely. I just think he's a fantastic footballer.
He's a very good player. Just inconsistent.
He's got no fear. Gets stuck in. Hard tackler. Again, someone who can do everything. So my three were Ricky Puig, Octavio, and Hakan Kaloglu.
Right.
Milan.
So no Modric, for real.
No, Modric has got in 3 of the teams.
No. I wanted sell on value with my midfield players.
Okay.
Me and Steve are looking at the future.
Yeah.
He's going up
I'm
and going
looking at
down.
right now, isn't it? The team that you've got in your team for next week.
I mean, that's not a bad team so far.
That's a good football. That's a good team, that, to be fair.
All right.
That
now,
front three's hilarious.
now for the money makers.
Right.
100%. Everyone has him in this team. Everyone has him in this team.
Should we go with me first?
Everyone has him. No, I'm going to start typing it now. I'm going to start typing it now.
Yeah, just put it in. Start with it.
Where should we put it? Here.
Yeah, put him there.
Yeah.
There we go.
All day.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's one I've gone with.
And the
Right.
middleman should be the same as well.
Yeah.
Aguero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the left man really should be the same as well for the amount of assists he gets for everyone throughout his whole career. But I don't know what you guys are thinking.
All right. This is mind games, this is. You see it?
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys are thinking, whether you're on the same level as me, whether you've got the football intelligence to pick this guy like I did.
I don't know.
Go on, you go.
I tell you what,
No,
you're going to give me some stick when I tell you my forwards.
Go on. Hey, Sam, who you gone for?
Say what?
Who have you gone for in the third spot?
I've gone for the guy from. I've gone for the guy from Barcelona, who's currently in the middle, in midfield. I stuck him on the left.
Of the three up front?
Yeah,
Who?
Which one's that?
the one that was linked to us for this.
What's
This
his
central-
name?
The central midfielder.
Yeah, that.
What's
The
his
one,
midfield?
the one who's sitting right here in the centre
Yeah.
midfield.
Yeah, I stuck him up.
I mean, I dug out Nathan for sticking David Attenborough at centre back, but at least it said centre back under his name. This guy's a centre back. You stuck him up top. Mate, you're doing yourself no favours, mate. I can't help you. Jerome, help me here, mate.
Look, I ain't even named 2 strikers yet, and already I've only
Oh,
got a choice.
here we go. Steve again. Go on, Steve. What you got?
Well, the player who I'm going to say would look perfect there, and it would be unbelievable. But I had 3s, but I can only pick 2 because I had Messi. I had Edison Cavani.
All right. I can't knock that. I can't knock it.
And if you put
No,
Everton
I wouldn't have
Barnes,
him up there. I wouldn't have him up front.
I don't know if it's
On the
working
left.
with Aguero.
He's not better than my guy.
and
on
then
the
I
left.
had, and then I had from, then I had a choice out of two. It was going to be either Milik or Moringa. Aguero's had it. I mean, he's done here, isn't he?
What you mean, the Aguero that Man City are currently missing? The Aguero that Pep thought had it 2 seasons ago and has been their record top goal scorer.
I'm going to say Milik. I'm going to
In
say
the Premiership's baddest
I know.
man for a long time.
I know. It feels like another Andy Cole situation where you're just getting underrated. No respect for him.
No,
All right.
ain't that?
Jerome, please tell me you've
You
picked the
just said he
player.
had it.
Milik.
I don't know.
Milik, I had Milik.
You ain't either. Oh my
No, I
God.
don't know. Own it.
Everyone's second guessing themselves.
I've gone for
Kieran,
Memphis
have you
Depay.
picked the player I picked as well?
Memphis
or not?
Depay.
So we've all picked someone different. Seriously.
So who else is there?
Who have you picked? Why is everyone worried about what they're picking? Give me the last name. Come on.
I
Who
picked
have you
Andrews
picked?
Townsend. Come on.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
No, I didn't. Of course
Oh
not.
my word.
I've picked one of the best players of the in his position since he's been playing.
How
Go
can
on.
Hakan Kaloglu not be in
Juan
that
Mata.
midfield?
What did you pick? Di Maria or
Di
something?
Maria.
Oh,
How many goals did he set up for Real Madrid and for PSG and for everyone?
All
He
right.
sets up
All right.
goals for fun.
All right. That's not a bad shout.
Jerome,
It's not a bad shout.
Who did you
You
say?
have to go
Jerome?
to the. Go on.
He's
Memphis Depay.
All right.
Who's
You
the
had,
other one?
Steve. You had Milik, didn't you?
I had Milik and Cavani. Yeah.
No. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, all right. For the two.
Mm.
So you didn't have Sergio Aguero.
No.
All right.
wow. Imagine that. Listen, you didn't pick me. You didn't pick me. Seriously.
You got to be like, you got to mix it up.
Sergio's like, where's this team being played in the Prem? Because I'm one of
Well,
the
not
all-time
Messi.
top goal scorers, mate. That's what he's saying to you,
picking
Steve.
Messi. He's not doing well. He's not doing well enough.
Is this what we're doing? Oh, we're doing this on current form because none of them are getting contract renewals, so it says something. It says a lot.
I'm doing it on like age and till fee. I'm doing it like that way.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
So if we're really looking at it for like longevity and like the next 5 seasons and stuff, okay. I get it. Maybe.
So somewhere in my brain, Nathan. Yeah, somewhere. I'm thinking that.
Nah, I actually went for Milik as my other striker
Yeah.
because
Wow.
I went for Milik. I didn't
No,
go
Di
for Di
Maria,
Maria.
you don't like him, no?
It's not a don't like. This is not a don't like. I just went for Milik. Yeah, I went for goals. I went for goals, and he's got pace as well. So yeah, I went for Milik.
Who is that?
Milik plays for Poland, Polish striker. Plays for Napoli.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's strong.
Right.
He's big, strong. He's he's good goal. He's a good goal scorer.
Yeah, no, it don't,
And what club
Steve,
do you
it don't
play
matter.
for?
It don't matter. Look, Steve, can you not?
What
Can you not?
club do
You're not. You're not getting the tone. You're not picking up on the tone, Steve.
What?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So who's
Let's see
playing
what
for?
club he's at.
Oh, Napoli. All right. Who?
Is it Napoli,
Oh,
yeah?
yeah.
Did well there. That's good. That's not bad. Obviously, we all got our different ways of playing in it, so we're gonna have a little bit of a difference in players.
I don't like this. I don't like it. All right, this is the team, all right? This is the team. All right, we're going to post it up later on.
Side.
It's a good side. Nathan ain't happy because it's
No,
not his
no.
team. It's not his team.
Somehow,
Somehow,
my players in it.
somehow we managed to get Saji in there. No one knows who he is. But the rest of the team looks good.
Yeah.
Thank you very
8 of them
much.
are my players anyway, so I'm quite happy.
One.
Why is Fabian Schär not in the centre back?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 of them are mine. So what does that mean? It means it's my team. It means it's
Wow.
my team. I was a little bit.
I've got what?
Just to
1,
clarify,
2,
my team.
I'd probably have 9 if
I
I had Alaba left
3.
back as well, but obviously that killed me there. No, I wouldn't have picked
In all
Nasri, to
fairness,
be
though,
fair.
in all fairness, I'm surprised nobody's picked the guy from
5,
AC Milan
6.
in midfield.
What
No,
Steve
Steve did.
He's
Trevor
class.
Lulu.
He is unbelievable. I tell you,
No, Steve did.
do you know who
Kalinoglu.
he reminds me of? He reminds me a bit of Fernandez. He's got that. He's got that about him. The videos, the clips I see of him. That's who he
No,
reminds
He's
me of.
inconsistent,
No,
though.
no.
Jerome,
Yeah.
tell us about Kalinoglu. Come on.
No, you're right. He is inconsistent. I just don't think he's at the level for like an elite team. I think like maybe a team sort of challenging for Champions League spaces rather than challenging for league titles. I think that's
Destroyed me. Yeah, he destroyed me.
Well,
Was there
guys,
anyone else
I didn't know about them players, to be fair.
Ricky Pig as well. Jerome, tell us about Ricky Pig. I'm sure you remember a bit about him. What kind of player is he?
He's just when he's come through the Barca academy. That's sort of where he's spent his whole career. So he's quite slight. Yeah, in fact, he's very slight. He looks like a boy really. He's 5'7", central midfielder, typical stereotypical Spanish central midfielder. All the ability in the world. Just maybe physically not there, but he's so skillful on the ball. Central midfielder really links the attack. Sorry, links the midfield to the attack very well. Just the physicality that might not let him down, but it's like the one sort of downside to his game, which he can't help, I suppose.
Yeah, he's a top player.
Technically quality, yeah.
A lot of clubs are after him. All right, thank you very much for that. That was very enjoyable. Nathan, thank you very much for joining us again tonight. Very good show. I enjoyed that a lot.
I loved it, guys. Thanks for having me on again. And it's great to see you guys different teams as well. Like that.
All right, thanks for that, Nathan. I'll see you next week, mate.
All right, mate.
All
See
right,
you next week, mate.
See you later.
See you later.
All right.
Can I have my question? Can I do my question there? My one question.
That was funny.
Go on then.
Wait till my 11 wins.
You got a question for us?
Yeah, I just got for all of you.
Go on.
Yeah,
go on. Let's go.
One question. It's via someone else, via me. So I want to give it. How far behind are Arsenal from Spurs, and how long will it take to get back hold of that tag, the best team in North London?
Well, we're already that tag.
You asked the wrong person.
That's a great.
You asked the wrong person.
No, we'll give good honest answers. I mean, we'll not be idiots.
No, it's got to be serious.
Who's first?
Jerome.
God, I think at the moment where we stand, I don't think Arsenal were a million miles behind Spurs. I think they're a very small little bit behind them. What happens with Son and Kane is going to be very interesting. Because if they get rid of those two players, that is going to be they're going to miss them unbelievably. I think the Bow signing for them obviously hasn't worked out. You can basically say that Bow doesn't play for Spurs. He's non-existent there. So I don't think they're far behind, and I think you've probably got 2 or 3 seasons where you've got to finish above them, where Arsenal got to finish above them, and then you can say, right, Arsenal are the main team in North London again. At the moment, you can't say that because the league form for the last few years has been, Spurs have been ahead, haven't they? So I think not far behind, and in a few years, I think Arsenal will be back above them. Because in a few years' time, Mourinho ain't going to be there. He probably won't be there at the end of next season just because he's always off somewhere new. So then they've got to have to find a new manager, and obviously with all the changes that involves. So I'm quite optimistic as an Arsenal fan in terms of.
So you say about 2 years? Do you reckon 3?
Maybe
3 years.
A couple of years.
Yeah.
Until you can say that they're the main team. I think Arsenal can finish above them next season, but you need a couple of years of being above them until you can say, right, we're the team here now.
They don't seem on the down slide yet, do they? Not as. It's not like you can see Spurs going down a bit yet.
No, not.
maybe.
But,
Not at this moment. Yeah.
No.
All
Good
right.
question.
So I'm gonna
Question.
leave you to last, mate. Kieran.
How far are Arsenal behind Tottenham? The thing is, the whole biggest club or the best club in London, biggest club in London is a very not a vague question. It's a very open question. There's so many different things that put you in that position.
Yeah.
At the moment, because Spurs have not capitalised on it. They've not capitalised on the 5 years they've had where they have been better than us by winning something.
Sure.
And not just winning something, like being dominant in something. Arsenal, when in their worst times, still won 3 FA Cups in 4 years. And that was in our worst times. Tottenham needed to, in that time, dominate a cup, dominate this, win a European Cup, then win an FA Cup, and then that really solidifies that we're better than you, and then there's no answers to it. Do you know what I mean? Arsenal.
A lot's changed in the last couple of weeks, isn't it?
Yeah. But it's for me. It's not just the last couple of weeks. Arsenal was so far behind Tottenham because so many different factors. Arsenal is in a mess on so many different levels. I cannot get away from how much I think our fan base is a mess, and that's not. I'm not talking about individuals. I'm talking about as a collective. Our fan base, it has this element of toxicity, this way of talking about players, this attitude about players where they have one bad game, it's you're shit, you're this, you're that, it gets personal. It's that, and it's not the way that this club has ever been. It's this horrible attitude that some of our fans have. And you don't understand how much that reflects on us as a club, because as a club you're meant to carry yourself, and your fan base is a reflection of your team. But our fans don't seem to think that. They think in a very I'm important. What I say is important. You need to listen kind of way, and it's a very matter of fact kind of way. As a club, I think that the board, whatever they're doing, whether they leave it up to the chief executive to do his role and they leave it up to him in trust, well, then that's their fault in not hiring the right man, in letting things go, not be sorted and go down the drain. They've started to turn a corner by bringing in a manager who's seen bad things at our club, who's seen that we're in a mess and is trying to change that from as much as he can from top to bottom, and kind of show the board what a club needs to be run like and how it needs to be run. I do think Tottenham are on the down a little bit as a whole, because I think they were on the up with Poch. This is a club that weren't even getting into Europe, and only last season or season before they were in a Champions League final. Mm-hmm. And each year they were pushing for the league. Now, they're not doing that at the moment. They're now going back to trying to get top 4. They're now going back to... They've gone down. They're trying to come back up again. So I think they're already on the down. Is Mourinho a long-term project? I don't think it is. I think Mourinho is short-term to win the trophy that is the thing that's holding them back as a club. So do I think that they're in a position to... I think they should just get about their business and try and win their trophy, just because they need it, and as fans they probably deserve it. But I think Arsenal are not on the up yet. They've got a long way to go. Probably an attack. Is that me? I don't know where that's coming from. yeah, I think Arsenal have got a lot of work to do. A lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah, Arsenal got a lot of work to do. And oh my God, is that me?
Yep.
Yeah, Arsenal got a lot of work to do. So yeah, but I don't think we're on the up yet. I think it's going to take time.
How long? Just one last thing. How long?
It'll take a good 3 seasons to really. I think it's going to take 2 seasons, this season and the next season, to try and get into top 4 again. Might not even be next season, but it will be progression, I think, and I hope. And then the 3rd season, top 4, yeah. So yeah.
Go on, Si.
Well, basically, with Tottenham for the last 5 years, they've been better than us, on and off the pitch. They've been better run than us. Sorry, it just keeps beeping. They've been better run than us, and they've been better performing on the pitch. They were on the up with Pochettino, but their biggest mistake was leaving White Hart Lane to their new stadium when they'd not done anything. So with Arsenal, I would say I wouldn't even rule out top 4 this year. That's how mad it is. Would not rule it out. And I know some people are not going to like this. Steve, you're probably not going to like this, but this is what...
I'm not saying nothing.
You get another centre-back near Gabriel. You get another right-back. You get 2 midfielders to partner Thomas Partey. And that team, without doing anything to your forward line, you get those areas done in this month, we will finish the league 3rd behind Liverpool and Manchester United. I'm that confident. Tottenham, they've had their golden period. They've been in semi-finals of the FA Cup, had Wembley as an advantage. They've been in a Champions League final, were the underdogs, and they've had their moments. We have been rubbish for the last 5 years, on and off the pitch. But what separates us from Tottenham, we actually have winners in our team that know what it takes to win a trophy.
Yeah,
Tottenham don't have winners. Look at Pochettino's team. Built a fantastic team, didn't have winners. You look at Harry Kane and Son now, you take those 2 out of this Tottenham team now, they're way under us. They are literally 16th and 17th. They have no more goals apart from Kane and Son. Their midfield practically does nothing because Harry Kane is literally doing everything, creating, assisting, scoring goals. Højbjerg, very good signing for Tottenham, but he's gone well under the radar. Basically, as people are saying that he's their saviour in midfield. Their defence is not as good as what they make out. So with Tottenham, if Mourinho does not win a trophy with Tottenham this year, and they'll never win a trophy in my eyes, they'll never win it. So with Arsenal, to win the league, I'd say 2 to 3 years, and Arsenal could win the Premier League. Everyone thinks that you have to spend millions on this squad. No, you don't. You look at the forward line. You've seen that in the last 3 games. The midfield has held Arsenal back for 3 years solid. We have played without a number 10. We have played with no midfield. Thomas Partey, when he's in our midfield, not even 100% fit, is the best midfielder we have. When he comes back into the team, and you take El Neni out, you take Xhaka out, you put 2 midfielders in there, next to Thomas Partey, and you'll see a different team with Arsenal. You'll see us score more, you'll see us control games more, you'll see us not concede so many goals because the defence will not have the team running through our midfield, because we will actually have stability in midfield. Goals, creating chances, strength, speed, ability. That's what Arsenal are lacking in midfield at the minute. So when Arteta has gone under all this pressure and gone under all this slander from fans, from the media, Arsenal have played from the start of this season with no midfield. Now, with Smith Rowe coming in, who's just a creative midfielder, you can see the difference without having to play Xhaka, Elneny, Ceballos as that three that pretty much don't do nothing to our midfield. Not bad players, they just don't do nothing to our midfield. We get ploughed every single week through midfield. So that's what I would say with Arsenal. I didn't hear that, Steve. Can't hear you.
Not me.
Yes.
Not me.
No.
What's going on?
Hello, can you hear you now? You hear me?
I can hear you now.
Yeah, the sound's just good.
You're on mute. Jerome's on mute.
And he's gone. Welcome to the Sheikh Transfer Exchange Roundup. Where should we start?
No, good answer. At the end of the day, we all want one thing. You know,
It might be you, Jerome. See, he's not doing it now, and I can hear Steve.
yeah, I mean, I don't think. I mean, you know, we need a lot of work. We do need a lot of work. We still need a lot of things to be done. But yeah, we'll get there. It's just a shame, like you said, it's been like 5 years. You know,
It's Steve.
It's Steve. Steve, it's you.
It's Steve. It's you. Yeah.
There we go.
Bloody hell.
Oh well.
Right. So,
Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen.
ladies and gentlemen, we worked out the
Germs and
technical
Jivrols.
difficulties.
I'll be really annoyed if nobody heard what I just said to Steve.
I can still use my mic and thingy, and it should work.
It's Steve. It's Steve. No, I can't hear Kieran.
Oh, fantastic. Good value, this.
Yep.
Yeah, don't work with.
If anyone's complaining in the comments, it's free.
No, they're all with us. They're all with us. They're all with us.
If this was Amazon, I would be quitting right now.
Can you hear me now? You can hear me now, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Fuck.
Oh,
wow.
we need Steve to come back on though for the transfer stuff. Bloody hell.
Steve. Yeah, we're back.
I'm back.
All right. There's a little
Was it your missus with air dryer or with Hoover?
Probably something like that.
There's a little bit of feedback, but it's not too terrible.
Got about 65 systems.
Yeah, hey, Gunner 007 Raven said that was a top bit of viewing. I tell you what, you can't beat a little bit of live TV antics, can you, people?
God.
What a fucking drama that was. Bloody hell.
What a top bit of viewing? Me going? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, honestly, boys and girls, that was 5 minutes that I will. If I could give you your money back, if you paid any money for it, I would. But,
you edit this bit.
If you heard my answer from Steve, I won't be repeating it.
No, we can't repeat that. What the hell?
I'll tell you what, though, you missed some good stuff as well.
Oh no, it's happening again.
Steve, you can't move. Steve, you can't move. Steve, you can't.
He was saying, "Oh,
you can't hear us."
Anyway, we can't repeat it now.
All right, Steve, don't move.
Yeah,
Don't
when he
move.
stays there, you can't hear him, but when he
Steve.
moves forwards, you hear him.
Steve, do not move, Steve. Do not move. All right, we're going to crack on now. The Guardian top 60. Jerome, what you got for us? Boom.
Yeah, a couple of crackers actually. So the first one is Moritz Kjærgaard, and he's a 17-year-old Danish central midfielder. Now he joined the very well-known team in Austria, Red Bull Salzburg, in 2019.
Yeah.
But he's not playing for them at the moment. He's actually on loan in Austrian second division, a team called Liefering.
Liefering, isn't it?
Yeah. So the good thing with him is he's playing there. He's become basically pretty much a regular in their first team. And he's already at 17. He's already played for the Danish under-20s. He's a big sort of strong physical presence in central midfield. Scores goals, creates. It's been said that he's got quite a bit of a football brain on him. So that is him.
Mm-hmm.
The second one is another 17-year-old called Prince Adu Kwabena. He plays his football in the Ghanaian Premier League for a team called Beckham United. Yeah. I don't think he's really played much this season. I think the Ghanaian league has probably been hit a bit by COVID. Last season he scored a lot of goals. He scored 8 in 14, and it's a well-known it's common knowledge that he's got a lot of interest from clubs in Scandinavia. So he's probably going to end up there. But I've seen some of the games he's played on the pitches in Ghana, and it's like the Hackney Marshes out there.
They're rough, mate. They're rough pitches. Yeah. But it's no different to like Victor Osimhen. Victor Osimhen, who was playing in Nigeria, only a few years ago before he joined Wolfsburg. He was playing in the same thing. Dusty pitches, like bods flying in all over the place. And he got an offer from, I think it was the same thing. A lot of people knew about him. He was still playing over in that country, and I think Juventus tried to snap him up. Open a briefcase with €1 million in it, and it was turned down. And then I think about a season later, I think Wolfsburg got him for like 2.5 mil or something like that. And he scored a ridiculous amount of goals at that level. So hopefully, it's the same kind of thing. He's just not been picked up yet. So
that's it.
I'll speak to my guy Patrick about him, see if he can give us a little rundown. And also, obviously, Samuel and Linus should know about him as well. So should be a player we can watch out. Keep an eye on, and maybe get an interview with one day. Yeah. All right, it's time for the transfer roundup, people. I know you lot in the comment section have been extremely patient. I see some of you on there within 2 seconds of where's the transfer news? Where? You didn't come for this rubbish. You lot talking. You didn't come here to listen to you lot jibber jabber about
you
football.
Just got the best starting 11 ever.
Huh? What are you talking about? I just gave you. You came here for transfer info, yeah. We gave you the best 11 of contracts running out, mate. Not only did we give you that, Jerome gave you a rundown of players that ain't even in his player profile this week. They're from player profiles from weeks ago, mate. We're giving you expertise. Huh? Then we give you the Guardian top 60. Trying to make you look cultured. Don't just come on here for transfer information. Come in here for the lot. Finally, after an hour. We'll finally tune in an hour later next time, maybe. Huh? Don't give me that, Glenn, about finally. I know you loved all that beforehand, mate. Yeah.
Sound check.
Yeah, exactly. Sound check and all that. All right, here we go. Don't care about the best 11. Don't give me that rubbish. All right, we're in it together from the start till the end, Glenn. All right? All right, let's go. Arsenal hope to break Man City and Bayern Munich. Arsenal hope to beat Man City and Bayern Munich to the sign of Brighton right back Tariq Lamptey if Hector Bellerin leaves. Look, this is a pipe dream, people. Honestly, I think if you look at Hector Bellerin's performance towards the end of last season, you look at his performances this season. Yeah, he had a bit of a shaky start to the season, but in the last few games, he's been top. He's also been made captain. I don't know whether that's official or it's just a stand-in, but he's captain of the team. Unless a serious offer comes in for Hector Bellerin, do you honestly see Arsenal swapping Hector Bellerin, selling Hector Bellerin? I don't.
Yes.
I don't.
In the summer.
I don't see it.
I do.
Yeah, if a real offer comes in, but I don't see anyone who's going to pay 40 million for a right back in this present time.
Won't be that much.
What's going to be 35 mil?
Nope, lower.
30 mil.
About 25, 30 mil in the summer, and he'll go.
Who's after him?
Depends who wants him, but he will go. Arsenal are open to offers for Hector Bellerin.
That's what I mean. That's exactly what I just said. If
Somebody will come in. Somebody will come in first.
If an offer comes in, Arsenal will sell, but I don't see Arsenal selling. I see if an offer comes in for the majority of Arsenal players, Arsenal will sell. But do I see them being sold? No, I just don't see it. Yeah, and Tariq Lamptey looks good, as did Max Aarons last season. It's just you need consistency with these people. So it could be one season, but is he going to be good the next? So I want to see a bit of consistency with Lamptey before I'm talking high heavens about him being the next big thing. All right. Wolves have inquired about 23-year-old Serbian striker Luka Jovic on loan till the end of the season. Earlier in the week, Diego Costa cancelled his contract with Atletico Madrid. There was a lot of talk and speculation about Arsenal being involved, but that was very easy for them to throw that one out there. Arsenal weren't in for him. In fact, Wolves are in talks with Diego Costa, but we're waiting to hear if there's anything more on that. I'm sure there's going to be many other clubs in for Costa. Arsenal striker, Arsenal defender Socrates was wanted by Turkish club Fenerbahce. That deal is in the very latter stages of the transfer, and Socrates looks like he's on his way to Fenerbahce. That should be something that's going to be done within the next few days, I think. But yeah, I think the last few things to tie up on that was probably his wages, because Arsenal are selling him on a free. So there we go. Tottenham boss Jose Mourinho is hopeful of being reunited with Sergio Ramos. I don't think so. I think the way they left each other was quite heated after through the tabloids, weren't it? Weren't it like a bit of toing and throwing about tactics from Mourinho and da. So I don't really see Sergio Ramos signing for Tottenham. I just can't see it. Arsenal have made Arsenal's move for Norwich attacker Emi Buendia is at the latter stages. Is advanced. Arsenal met with the representatives earlier in the week, and a fee and personal terms agreed with Emi Buendia. We should hear more about that in the coming week. Simon, you got more information on that?
Yeah, basically there's been like 6 meetings altogether. There's been 3 Zoom chats with Arteta and with Edu. And it's Edu that's actually pulled off a masterclass here, because he's the one that's, apart from the medical and signing the contract, he's pretty much got this one over the line. But terms are agreed, fees agreed, bonuses are agreed, agent fees, it's all done. Once Socrates and Kolasinac, which has already been announced by Arsenal, but when Socrates is announced by Arsenal and Fenerbahce have announced him, you watch movement on this very, very quick. Very quick. It started from Norwich wanting 30 million for him in the first round of talks. Second round of talks, they got it down to about 27, 25. Third round of talks, they got it down to even 20 no, 22 mil, sorry, 22 mil, and Norwich were happy with that. Arsenal were happy, but certain people at Arsenal were like, no, we still don't want to pay that. We don't want to do it. So we carried on negotiating, and what I were told is that it went from 15 million, and they've both come to an agreement of 14.2 million, which will be paid upfront from Arsenal, and the rest will be instalments over the next 4 years of his contract. It's a 4-year contract with the option of a 5th year if Arsenal decide to trigger it. He'll be on 120 a week in wages. So, and people saying basically, yeah, but Norwich's, whatever his name is, I forgot that. Well, apologise, forgot your name. But basically, when he came out and said that
Daniel Farke.
Yeah, is our player. There's no talks or anything like that. Take it with a pinch of salt, because what do you expect him to say? To come out and say, yes, we've agreed a deal with Arsenal, our best player is off. Good luck in the Championship. You've got to do things respectfully, and Arsenal and Norwich have handled stuff behind closed doors and the media and kept it all away out of respect for Norwich in their season, and they've done the same with us out of respect for our season. But as of what I've been told, this is going to happen.
All right. We'll give you more news on that in the coming days as soon as we get some more information on it. Arsenal could look to offload Brazilian winger Willian already, as Arsenal are not happy with his input. He feels he's underachieved so far, and the Brazilian Willian feels that he may have made the wrong move in joining Arsenal. Steve, did you have any more information on the old Willian potentially going, or is it just as
no?
They're not happy.
A friend was becoming all of us, who's a friend of Edu's, spoke to them, and they're just it's literally they're not happy with him, and this is all part of the reason why Buendia's come in. He's just not it. He's not hit the ground running, and they're just willing to sell him on.
All right,
there's not much else to say about it.
Yeah, so it looks like Buendia could be the replacement for Williams. Stop talking about like midfield. Like Arsenal don't need him because he's not midfield. Like Arsenal don't need him because he's not winger. Like Arsenal are playing a 18-year-old week in, week out since he was just finished his GCSEs. Do you not think Saka needs a rest? Like you're going to run these kids into the ground. Like Martinelli's only just come back from an injury, and you're talking about playing him week in, week out. It's like Arsenal need strength in depth. So if Arsenal want to challenge on like more than just one front, on any front, Arsenal need to have a strong squad. We just spoke about many times about these clubs that when they lose one player, that their team's done. Yet we're talking about Arsenal bringing in a winger, and it's like we don't need it. Like just. Slow down. You're bringing in a player like Emi Buendia, you're bringing in a very good first team and a squad player. So I wouldn't dismiss any of that.
You can't risk Emile Smith-Rowe getting injured and then you're back to square one again.
Mm.
So it's healthy competition at the end of the day. You're not kicking the kids to the curb. You're helping them, not replacing them.
Yeah. Sead Kolasinac made his move to Schalke this week. He'll play the remainder of the season in Germany, and if they stay up, the deal will be made permanent. Crystal Palace expect many clubs to be in for Wilfried Zaha. Clubs such as AC Milan, Everton, and Arsenal were linked with him recently. Simon, you got any more information on the clubs that are linked with him? Everton, Milan, and Arsenal, isn't it?
Yeah. Basically, there were Everton that came up, Arsenal, and AC Milan. People have mentioned PSG. False. Pochettino is not interested in Wilfried Zaha. He has Neymar and Mbappe. And then there was another one, Inter Milan. Inter Milan apparently were interested as well. No, they're not. They're trying their best to get rid of Eriksen as we speak. With Wilfried Zaha, Crystal Palace, they know that the player wants to go. The player has been respectful. The player has told his agent to make He wants the move to Arsenal. I'm going to be honest with you, not going to chase around the bush or anything. He wants a move to Arsenal. He wants that move. We all know it. You know it. Everyone knows it. AC Milan have started talks with Zaha and his agents and his representatives. Crystal Palace are looking for the region of 50 million to 45, but they will not go any lower than 45. Arsenal have told Crystal Palace that they have no issue with payment, no issue whatsoever. But AC Milan have promised him first-team football. It's still early in negotiations, but I fully expect Zaha not to be at Crystal Palace come end of this month. That's what I've been told.
There's a little bit about Zaha that I just don't think he looks happy this season. He's very I don't know. He just seems to carry himself like it's time to move on for him. That's how I feel. I don't like to say about body language and all that, but his face says a lot, and he always seems to be looking miserable.
With Crystal Palace this season, when you've watched him, he is happy. He is all that because he's got a mutual agreement with Crystal Palace that he is allowed to leave if he wants. So he's going to enjoy his football and he's going to go out there and try and show what he can do because now he's got 3 clubs watching him. Plus, Crystal Palace have even said that they'd be happy with a loan till the end of the season with an obligation to buy at that price that they want. But they will not let him go for anything under 45 mil.
Yeah, I think maybe Arsenal. I don't know. I don't think anyone's going to be paying that for him.
Nah.
Yeah, I just don't see it. Crystal Palace still think he's worth 70 mil in their heads, and they think that this 40 to 50 is a bargain. I just don't see that. I think you'll be getting a player who I think he's a good player, and I think if you're talking about Arsenal, AC Milan, Everton, he could bring something to all of their teams.
They have changed the stance though, Arsenal. They're not looking at European. Well, they're still looking at European players, but they're not doing what they used to do. They're actually looking now at Premier League proven
which I think they
players
should be.
That want to come to Arsenal.
Yeah, which I think they should be. Jerome, I forgot to on the Emi Buendia. For anyone that doesn't know about Emi Buendia, what kind of a player is he?
So, I'll tell you what, he's a funny one, Buendia, and I'll tell you why. Positionally, I don't know exactly what he is because he can play wide, but I don't think he's a winger. He can play number 10, but I don't know if he's that. And I'll tell you what he's like. I'll tell you who he's like, who the Arsenal fans will see similarities to straight away when they see him. It's Santi Cazorla. When you watch him play, that's who he looks like in terms of technical ability, very, very quick-footed, moving the ball from his left to his right and his right to his left and sort of moving past players with his, not speed, but more sort of, dropping the shoulder. I'd say he's sort of, because when Cazorla first came to Arsenal, I don't know if people remember, he actually came as like a wide player and he played there for a bit and it was evident that he's much better centrally and he ended up playing his best football for Arsenal was playing as a central midfielder next to Coquelin, right? Now this Buendia, I think what he is, I think he's in between a central midfielder and a number 10. I don't think he's an out-and-out number 10 and I don't think he would play in central midfield. He'd play in that little bit of space between those two positions, which doesn't exist. But I think if you're looking at someone else that will link the central midfield to the attack, and has that ability to, play a ball or move past the player, he could be excellent. He could be like a little gem because he's been playing for Norwich. Obviously, he played in a poor team last season. As I said, his close control is excellent. It's the type of player that Arsenal need in their midfield. And if they can get him, well, as Simon said, if they're going to get him for a decent fee, he only turned 24 last month as well. Yeah. So he's the perfect sort of age and profile.
Do you think this is a replacement for a Willian? Because Willian's meant to be that winger, number 10, central midfielder that could do could play anywhere along the top, a little bit deeper down as well, maybe. And they've not really got that with Willian. And do you think they're trying to find an immediate replacement?
I wouldn't say he's a replacement for Williams. I don't think Williams really played centrally that much. Every time he's played, apart from the Man City away game, he played on the wing.
Yeah.
I think what they're thinking of this is the guy that when Ozil goes in the summer, we need another creative centre midfielder. And I think if they can have him and if this Buendia and if Smith Rowe continues to play as he has done, that is two quality options for that sort of area of the pitch.
Right.
Also, with I think what Arsenal might have been put off by with the Pepe deal is if you're going to spend 40, 50, 60 million, you want like basically a guaranteed.
It has to be.
Player.
It has to be.
I don't think these days there's many players that they're like, right now, Don, they're going to come into my team and they're going to be incredible. So
yeah,
I think the days of spending this amount of money on a player, 40, 50, 60, I think it's going to put teams off doing it. Like Zaha, would you pay 50 for Zaha now?
No.
I don't know.
I don't know if I'm paying 50 for Zaha. No.
Not me, anyway. Not me.
How old is Zaha anyway? Is he like 20,
28?
28?
Yeah, he's like mid
like the age isn't a problem for me. The age is not a problem for me. His experience in the Premier League, I like. It's just you're talking about £50 million.
Yeah,
that's
it.
It's not small. It's not small money.
Nah. If you can get him for 20, 25, you'd probably do it.
Yeah.
See, the thing with me with Buendia, he can play on the left, the right, and number 10, and he can even play as like the box to box as well. So for Arsenal, like for Norwich, I mean. So on the left, I think on the left hand side, he scored something like 20 plus goals in his time at Norwich. He scored about 10 to 12 on his right hand side. He's most creative and most effective in the middle, basically, for Norwich, is kind of that number 10 floating midfielder with two other midfielders behind him at Norwich. So you have your striker, you have your two wingers, and he literally just floats, like literally a bit like Bruno Fernandes. He just floats from one side to the other, but he's so good. He's so good at controlling a game, and he slows the game down to his ability. His stats are up there with Kevin De Bruyne. He creates 8 times more chances in a game than what Kevin De Bruyne is, and he's got Norwich City players to deal with. De Bruyne has City players to deal with. Not that that's a bad thing or anything like that, but his rotation is what's perfect as well for Arsenal. So you don't have to keep chucking your players where you don't want them to play, because he will be there. You're basically buying one player for 15 million quid that can play across your front line and also do the work in midfield. It is a fantastic deal for Arsenal.
All right.
I don't think he's a good start, though. I don't think he's a starter for me.
Who?
Buendia.
You'd be surprised. Well, if he's wearing the shirt, then you'll see him.
I don't know why Arsenal can't buy ready-made Premiership footballers. I wish they would. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad he's coming. And I've seen what he does. But it's like Simon says, we're Arsenal. You know, why aren't we getting Isco? Why can't we go and get something like a player who's ready-made, 25, 26-year-old, and is international proven, and we know is yet to. I mean, Buendia.
But didn't we have the conversation where
there's always that doubt all the time? You know, Buendia, there's that doubt again, isn't there? I'm excited if he came. Don't get me wrong. But
he's got English experience, and he's got Premier League experience as well, and Championship.
Didn't we say the other week about
Isco's a risk for me?
Should you be buying players that
look at Zaha
are from around you?
Couldn't do it.
Yeah, but that was when he was young. That was when he went from Crystal Palace. That was when he was like 17, 18.
Yeah, he went to Man United at the
Didn't we say only a couple of weeks ago, should Arsenal be buying from players that are... do you think they're trying to buy players that are not in their remit at the moment? Do you think that's what they're trying to buy? Then wouldn't you say Buendia's a bit more close to that?
Norwich?
The player. Because Gini Wijnaldum came from Newcastle when they were relegated, and Liverpool.
No, I just said I'm glad he's coming, and I think it's good for Arsenal. But I wish Arsenal would buy someone who's 25, 26, who we knows the nuts. and has played for a top club. The first thing I said was, I'm glad he's coming. So forget the fact that I've said he's a bad player. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I'm not saying he's useless.
No, we're not saying you're not saying that.
I've not said he's not want to come. I just wish Arsenal would buy, someone.
Who would you say is a perfect signing?
Well, Arsenal ain't got the money to buy anybody, have they?
No, but if you're saying a player from around that is achievable, who would you say for that central midfield role that you would like?
But I don't know how much Premiership players are dear. I know that. But we're talking about buying people in the Premiership around their level, like a James Ward-Prowse, someone like that. I mean, if he was coming in, I'd be really excited. Someone like him walking into our day, someone like we was talking last week, someone like Daniel Podence coming. I'd be like, whoa, whoa. It'd be like, we have to.
Steve, your sound. Yeah. Chelsea have agreed with Atletico Madrid for Spain fullback Marcos Alonso for 6-month loan. Wolves have joined the race for Liverpool midfielder Gini Wijnaldum. Just speaking about him. It goes on a free at the end of the season. Big people from January. Manchester United defender Timothy Fusu Mensah has rejected a 3-year contract at Man United. Arsenal are in talks with Borussia Dortmund midfielder Julian Brunt over a move. They're set to hold talks with Dortmund in the coming weeks. That'll be more of a transfer that they're looking to do at the end of the season. Borussia Dortmund have said they are not selling in January, but I'm sure we're here in the next couple of weeks. Some more movement on that. As was stated in Build the other day, there's been no contact with the club. Yeah, we didn't put that out, so that's all good. Did you have any more on Julian Brunt, Simon?
You want to say?
Did you have any more on Julian Brunt?
Just apart from basically Arsenal have singled him out and Dortmund have put their foot down and said that it was weird because they did say that they'd be happy to sell him in January, but the player doesn't want to leave in January. He's excited by Arsenal and the project that Arteta and Edu have obviously presented him with, but he doesn't want to leave Dortmund in January. He'd more look at this deal for like in the summer. So,
yeah. Bissouma, that's another deal that's potentially going to be Arsenal will be looking at in the summer. There's nothing more at the moment. As soon as we get any more information on that, we'll let you know. Ryan Christie, there's nothing in it from what I've heard. There's nothing in it from Arsenal's side. I know that Leicester are in for him. The January transfer window, as soon as these windows open, you're going to get a lot of information that goes out there where players aren't even connected. You've got to understand a lot of their agents are putting out information to clubs about clubs interested in them. Agents are trying to force through moves. So Arsenal will be connected with a lot of players. Christian Falk confirmed that Man City would go for Harry Kane in the summer. This is something that Steve gave to us about 3-4 weeks ago, and I think towards the end of the last transfer window was open. Steve was telling us on the Manchester City update. Steve, have you got any Manchester City news for us?
Yeah, I mean the only one place you can start with is with Lionel Messi. I mean the elections are coming up now, and Messi's contract is ticking down. It's decision time, so it's getting close. Will he stay at Barcelona? Would he sign for City, PSG, or would he go to the MLS? There are his choices, and he's got to make one of them soon. If he does leave, then City favourites for his signature. on from there, Eric Garcia is now looking to go to Barcelona in the summer. That's more or less done and dusted. There was rumours about that Philip Sandler was on his way to City. That was just newspaper stuff because he wants to go and play in Italy. As far as up front goes, City is still not offered Aguero a new contract. They're
not.
No, and this runs out in June. Patson Daka, Darwin Núñez are still the main targets for January.
Okay,
but
Daka wants to stay till the end of the season, doesn't he?
Well, yeah, he just took the words out of my mouth.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, Núñez, his club's digging their heels in. They're saying you're not going nowhere.
Yeah, that means more money.
Yeah, and Patson Daka's saying, nothing's happening until the summer. So the problem there is City with Patson Daka is that the trouble is in the summer they've got their bigger fish to fry, and that's where Harry Kane comes in. You've got Zinchenko now. He wants to leave the club. This is with Kolasinac now left Arsenal for Schalke. Arsenal will need cover for Kieran Tierney, competition, whatever you want to call it. Don't look like he needs any competition at the moment. So, but you're definitely going to need.
Do you think they're going to go back in?
I think they've got to go in for someone. I mean, they can't leave that left back place with just Kieran Tierney.
But I mean, do you think they're going to go back in for Zinchenko?
There's the Everton have had talks with him.
Okay.
Arsenal, there's been, as far as I know at the moment, there's nothing to do with Arsenal. But just using using their minds where the rumour was out there before, and it sort of went away, and now it's back again with Kolasinac moving. I mean, I don't know what everybody else thinks, but we do need a left back, don't we?
Yeah, Arsenal need another left back. Yeah.
We definitely
played well
need
today.
another left back.
Arsenal were missing a left back when Kolasinac was there because he's a wing back and he's probably suited to more of a European style of football. So, I mean, I like Kolasinac when he was going forward, but he kind of lost his way, he lost his confidence, and with the kind of player that he is, he needs to be confident running at players. So, I think Arsenal do need a left back for competition, rotation, because Kieran Tierney cannot run through brick walls every game. And that's
we have to remember those that we're not going to be able to just go and talk to City whenever we want. We don't know how our relationship is after the whole Arteta and all that. We don't know if it's still good. We don't know if they ever want to speak to us again. I mean,
they should be all right.
Well, it's like the same. It's like Bobby Firmino. He has a contract. He has a clause in his contract that says he can go to any team in England apart from Arsenal. That's in his contract.
This is why I can't understand where this Zaha's coming in. And when I hear like the prices of 45 million and I hear Arsenal after players in other positions, this is a priority. And we're hearing nothing. And it doesn't make any common sense, any football common sense.
This is what I was saying earlier.
Who are you going to put as left back? Xhaka?
This is what I was saying earlier. I'd bring in Ryan Bertrand at the end of the season. Yeah. Because he's an England international. He can get forward. He's got a great cross on him. He's won a Champions League. He's played in Europe. He's been it. He's done it. And I think it'd just be a good competition. He's 31. Sign him up in a 3-year contract. Probably get him under $100,000 a week. I mean, I think that is. There's others out there, and I'm sure I just think that on a free, I think that'd be a very good signing.
Also good for just have another for the English numbers in the squad.
Yeah.
I mean,
see, you can have an evaluation of 40 million on a player, but like what's just happened with the guy from Norwich, they wanted 30 mil, and the negotiations has brought it all the way down. You just need to see basically how good your negotiating team is.
Yeah, it all depends what they're offering. Look, if Crystal Palace want 40 mil on probably a premise that 40 mil is going to be paid over 3-4 seasons. If you turn around to Crystal Palace and say, I'll give you 25 mil up front, like cold hard cash now, and a further 8 mil over the next 3 years, they'll probably take it because they're getting money there and then. They're getting
10 mil up front.
Yeah, they're getting that money there and then. People want money. Like, we're in a situation where no one's got money at the moment. So it's not a case of, I'll deal with over the next 4 years. People want money now because we've been hit by a pandemic and there's been no fans and all that. So we're missing out. There
must be players, but there must be players who'd want to go that there is out there that we can get as a left back. I mean,
yeah,
surely
there's plenty out there. There's plenty.
The other little bit of Man City story is that the Premiership could be losing. They could be losing yet another fantastic player to the Bundesliga, and that's 18-year-old Jaden Braff.
Oh, no way!
Yeah, and it wasn't a nice conversation about Al before I come on. He's been talking to Bayer Leverkusen.
I mean, it's not a bad club. At least it's...
Yeah, and again, it's just like Sancho and possibly Phil Foden. We don't know. He's not happy with the lack of game time. He's seen now the youngsters seem to be used at Man City. He seems that his career is going to be better looked after and developed more in Germany. So yeah, that's going to be that. I mean, I haven't seen much of him. I mean, Jerome might see more of him, but it sounds again. It's very sad that we're losing players like that to other countries.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing where you could pick up some really good French players. I'll just get it away. The French market. If you're looking for backup left backs, there's some quality in that French league. There's some quality in what's going on with them at the minute. Money situation. I know it's a horrible thing to say because it feels like a vulture, but you've got to pick up a backup left back for Kieran Tierney. Olympic Lyon have got one. Saint Etienne, oh God, I've got one. Montpellier, is it? Well, they've got a cracking left back.
Wolves only just got Ryan Edemy from Angers.
That's him.
They only just got him in the summer, so there's plenty of. I mean, France is always going to produce top talent, and yeah, you're right. A good place to pick up some French players. France.
Do you know Jaden Braff, Jerome? Have you seen him?
Yeah, brilliant. He is. So you mentioned the Sancho situation, and that's the similar player. He signed from PSV a couple of seasons ago. Just his dribbling is very similar to Jadon Sancho. But yeah, you're right that he's frustrated at lack of game time, and a few weeks ago there was like strong reports that he could be sold in January. So
there you go.
Quality player.
Yeah, he's a quality player. Ripped it up in the under-18s World Cup for Netherlands, and I was hoping to see him in the Premier League. There was links with Arsenal earlier on in the reign of Mikel Arteta. They had a very good relationship, and apparently Mikel Arteta was the one that was caught keeping his feet on the ground because he's got a bit of an ego, but he's one of them players. And apparently it was Mikel Arteta was keeping his feet on the ground, saying he needs to be patient, his time will come, blah blah. And then once he left, it was a bit like Jaden Braff apparently went into Pep Guardiola and asked him why he isn't playing, why he wants game time, and Pep didn't like it. Told him to be patient, but it's been a year down the line since then, and he's not played a minute, or from what I know. So, if you got to get game time by leaving the club, you got to go. I see a couple of comments in there about Carlos Soler. All the links to Valencia are nothing. There's nothing in them. So no players from Valencia are going Arsenal. Where am I? West Brom are said to be favourites to sign winger Daniel James in January. West Brom are also want to sign Middlesbrough forward Duncan Watmore. Juventus and Germany midfielder Sami Khedira has met representative of not just Everton but also Tottenham. Everton will try their utmost to get Torino Brazilian centre-back Gelson Bremer. Jerome, you had a little look at him. What's he saying? Sorry, I'll go to Steve next on that.
No,
okay.
that's fine. I'll just go and let Jerome talk about the player. I don't know much about the player.
Go on.
Yeah, he joined Torino a couple of seasons ago from the Brazilian league. 23-year-old centre back, and last season is when he sort of became a regular in Torino's side. Positionally, he seems very good. He was second in the league last season for interceptions, and I would describe him as not the most cultured centre back, but like pretty effective. But he does every now and again. You'll see him like bust out a bit of Brazilian skill on the ball. But yeah, he's more of a defender that loves to defend rather than like a modern day centre back.
Yeah. Who's that old school centre back that Bayern Munich had? Brazilian, but he was like not the least Brazilian defender ever.
Yeah, Lucio.
Oh my word! He was like Martin Keown, but Brazilian. He was he was a monster.
I think he was at Bayer Leverkusen and then he signed for Munich.
Yes, he was. He was serious defender.
Yeah, Angelotti really tried hard to get Gelson Bremer for the last how many years. He's tried and tried and tried. So it just shows that there's definitely something in this Everton link. You know.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. So a deal taken to Squadron Mustafi to Barcelona is not dead in the water. I put it out there that it was thought it was dead, but it's come to my attention that it's not actually dead and the club is still talking. The deal could potentially still go through. Barcelona still want a player. Squadron Mustafi wants out at Arsenal now. He's made that very clear. The deal is, I think it's some compensation money that will be paid over a duration of however long. But as soon as we get more information, we'll let you know. But the Squadron Mustafi to Barcelona deal is not dead in the water, as I thought. Liverpool have changed their stance on winger Shaqiri, and they will not allow him to leave this month. Arsenal have joined the. This is what I say. Arsenal joined the race for Celtic's midfielder Ryan Christie. There's nothing in it. Nothing from what we've heard. No news on that. From what I know, it's Leicester that's more interested in him, and it makes sense. But then again, this could be agent stuff. This could be agent trying to get him out of the club, and Leicester just seems a very easy link because of Brendan Rodgers. Arsenal, just because everyone's getting linked to Arsenal. So, I know nothing about the Ryan Christie to Arsenal at the moment. Arsenal defender William Saliba will not be leaving the club on a permanent basis, but will be going to join up with his former club, St Etienne, on loan. We'll hear more about that in the next coming days. More updates on that. But it just seems a bit madness that he wasn't able to stay there the full time. This is a guy who was told that he wasn't allowed to play in his team's cup final and then hasn't played for the team he's joined since. What a mess. What a mess. But if I'm honest, you've got to read a little bit more into that because, like, it can't just be because he's not good enough. I just feel like there's got to be something else. I mean, if you look at the players that have been playing in certain games, there's with the likes of Mustafi looking like he's going to be leaving and wants to leave. Why have him on the bench? Why have him playing in the Coca-Cola Cup game or in the Europa League game? Dead rubber. It's these things that I question as to why you would be playing someone who doesn't want to be at the club, who's leaving, and it's a game that doesn't really matter. Man United moved for Moses Caicedo, has moved a step closer with personal terms and the fee agreed. They're waiting on a work permit. Man United are confident they should be able to get a work permit. This guy's had caps for Ecuador, so we should hear something in the next coming days. But it looks like they beat Liverpool and a few other clubs to the signature of this player. I think You had a little look at him last week, didn't you, Jerome? What was he saying?
Yeah, very, very exciting. Like central midfielder, all action. He can do it all. He can defend, attack. Looks a very promising up and coming player that's already, as you mentioned, playing for his national team at a young age.
Yeah, and I think 4 million plus add-ons is what's been spoken about. So yeah, they're a very exciting signing there for Man United. And Stoker in talks with former Manchester City youth Rabi Mutombo, who's currently at Schalke. So yes, I think that's it.
Manchester United stuff.
Well, updates. Steve, what you got?
That play that Steve's looking forward to seeing.
We got Dallo.
No, there's a few. It's just a run up Manchester United stuff, but there's a bit of information about Paul Pogba and Donny van der Beek that's been very interesting that someone told me today. But quickly before then, we'll go through this quickly. Sergio Romero is not happy. Basically, everything he wants to go to Newcastle, but United they want him to go to Miami. A deal been is accepted between the two clubs, but he doesn't want to go. A mess, looks a bit of a mess there. Saying and they obviously won't play him. So they've got to try and sort that out. Lee Grant is out of contract at Manchester United. Leeds are the only club who are going for him at the moment. United are trying to avoid giving him a new contract. So this is how when players end up with nowhere to go at the end of this season, and they end up like our friend of ours, Joan, and then they're waiting for a club to
or maybe we could get him on the blower. And he could do a transfer deadline day special.
Exactly. Try that. I'll try and get him contacted. Or try and get the person I know to contact him. Luis Campos, he's been no approach from Manchester United, I've been told today. So that one's been put to bed. Mark Overmars and Van der Sar been told that they come as a package, but there is interest from another two people. So I've been told that I'm going to know that in a couple of weeks. So I've been avoided that information. But as soon as I do, I will let you know. Matt has already agreed a new deal contract next week. They'll be talking to Mata to hopefully get him on a extended contract. Him with Fossa-Mensah, he's out of contract. Marcus Rojo, he wants to go to Newcastle or Burnley. Sheffield United are interested. Also, Brandon Williams is on the verge apparently of signing for Southampton.
Okay.
Wow.
That's. I'm not too sure if that's a loan or I should have asked that today, shouldn't I? I'm not too sure if that's a loan.
That's got to be a loan. That can't be permanent, surely.
Yeah. Paul Pogba has been offered to Barcelona. I think ages ago. I think I remember when I said, keep your eye out for Barcelona. They've been offered to him. This would happen in 2022 when he becomes a free agent, because we all know they're skint. I think Manchester United's relationship with Mina Raiola now, I think that's dead. So I think with Man United being in the situation that they're in, I think Man United will just, it's either my terms or nothing. So PSG are in discussions with two midfield players. So Pogba won't be going there. Real Madrid is his preferred place, but they've got no money. Juventus also have other targets. I mean, they're willing to sit down and talk, but they're on a player for player basis and a cash thing. And United are not willing to take any old rubbish that they offer. Donny van der Beek has been offered to Real Madrid and Juventus. And also in the coming weeks will be offered to Barcelona.
Kieran,
What? Say that again. Donny van der Beek.
I told you it was up for sale in January.
Yeah. So he's been offered to Barcelona. He's been offered to Juventus, and Man United be happy with a loan. Moises Sididio, you've already spoken about. Osam Dembele is a possible loan. Cavani's extended his contract, and Paul Torres has been looking at.
Somebody get Stephen Egg stew machine. Bloody hell.
Bloody hell. Very good.
Fire.
Very good.
Is that
And
it?
that's all. And that's from
Is that it?
someone I'm not willing to tell you.
Botman. Apparently his agent has been
Sven-
talking. Sven
Botman.
Sven
Botman.
Botman.
Botman's apparently a load of old rubbish. Apparently.
Yeah, so apparently Sven Botman is the agent has been talking.
Yeah. It's just agent trying to
Push for a move.
putting up stories in newspapers and trying to get the money up and to get rid of him in January. But apparently have been told by someone from the Athletic that it's all absolute rubbish.
All right. Jerome, you had a little look at Botman. What's he saying?
Yeah, interesting player. He was actually Gabriel's replacement. He plays for Lille, and he joined Lille in the summer. He spent his youth career at Ajax, came for the academy there, right? But he never actually played. He never made an appearance for Ajax. He went on loan last season at a team in Holland called Heerenveen. And then joined Lille in the summer for about €9 million. He's 6'4". He's an absolute unit, and yeah, he's formed a very good partnership with the old Southampton player Jose Font.
Oh yeah.
He's 6 foot. I don't know if I said. Sorry if I'm repeating myself. He's 6'4", physically, and his aerial ability are excellent. Left-footed, but his right foot is, for a left-footed player, his right foot's pretty good as well. But he's just a beast, and still only 20 years old. Interesting centre back.
All right, thanks for that, Jerome. Good signings for Liverpool then, if they were to get him.
Yeah, lots of potential.
When I spoke to the guy, he said, when you think about it, again, it's common sense. Liverpool ain't going to buy a 20-year-old centre back to put into that when they've just got Matic and Gomez and Van Dijk. They need a 25, 26, 7-year-old.
But weren't they in for Oz and Quebec?
Not a 20-year-old.
But weren't they in for Oz and Quebec?
They was in for Oz and Quebec, but that seems to have gone quiet. So, but in January we just have to wait. But when you think about it, 20-year-old, he's not going to go to Liverpool. Klopp's not going to put him in the middle of their centre defence to go and win a title, is he?
Yeah, who knows what goes through the minds of these managers? All right.
Did you ever look at Donny van de Beek as well, Jerome? What's that sort of player like? What's he like? What Man United are letting him go? My God,
he's been offered absolutely everywhere. I'm gutted because I really like the player, but
I know
he's been offered all over the place, and it's like we were saying the other week, and where can you fit him in, and you can't. You just can't fit him in, even if you tried. You can't shoehorn him in anywhere. It's bad buy.
if he weren't for bleeding Norwich as midfielder, I would love him at Arsenal.
Kieran, someone asked a question about a player for Reading.
Yeah, they want you to check him out.
I saw it pop up. I haven't actually watched him play, so I can't really comment on him. But I'll have a look at him. And then he mentioned the Palace player Eze.
Yeah.
Well.
What's his name?
Scored a quality goal at the weekend.
Yeah.
What's the Reading player's name?
Central midfielder. Arsenal were linked to him a while back, but I think West Ham were linked to him. Ossie, I think.
Olisu or something, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll have a look at him.
Yeah, because I watch Championship.
Just wanted to reply to that guy.
All right.
I watch Championship football, where it's like obviously United, Wednesdays, Rotherham, Barnsley, all of them. I watch all that anyway, so I'll have a look as well.
Cool. Yeah. Thanks for that, guys. Thanks for that. We just do a little update on the old Botman. All right. All right. Thank you very much for joining us tonight, guys. Very good episode. Still got 38 in there going strong. Please make sure you press the subscribe button. There's 38 people in this chat. Yeah, I'm hoping there's 38 people that already subscribed. Otherwise, my phone's going to start popping off when you start all pressing the subscribe button. Now, boom, boom, bosh. Bosh. There we go. I think I just one popped up. Very good. Thank you very much, people. Make sure you like, make sure you share. Make sure you join us next week because the transfer window's open and there's going to be plenty of news. If ever you've got questions, ask us questions in the comment section. And what we'll do is we'll try and get to our contacts and ask them questions for you. Do you know what I mean? If you think there's a player, if you've got a player that you're hearing rumours about, come and hit us up. Any news on Isco? There's no news on Isco at the moment. Arsenal want Isco. Mikel Arteta wants Isco on a 6-month loan. But they need to get players out. And it's all dependent on a lot of things. So as soon as those players go out, as soon as... it will all depend on targets, who's available and everything like that. So this is why you'll constantly hear a lot of names that are going about because Arsenal will have their targets. They'll have the list 1, 2, and 3. They'll have their targets for each position, and they go and try and get them targets. So yeah, it's just a case of that. Don't be put off by the names that you'll be hearing. You will hear some random names that will come up in some of these papers, but yeah, we generally keep to the same people because that's what we've been told. Is Buendia an Arsenal player? No, he's not. All right. When we're talking about talks with the club, these are just they have talks. I think we need to do an episode on how the transfers work. Like you'll have talks with the club, yeah, and then you can agree a fee, you can agree personal terms, but there's nothing that's been done on that because the club need to put in the official bid. Once you put in the official bid, then you move from there. But until the official bid's gone in, it means nothing. It doesn't mean nothing because it means everything's sort of agreed and things like. But it's a transfer. Like anything can change, anything can happen. But right now, as we sit here, Arsenal have agreed a fee with Norwich. Arsenal have agreed personal terms. As soon as Arsenal get the likes of Kolasinac's already gone, Socrates out, Arsenal will start making moves on players that need to come in. Any other players other than Buendia, as I know, there's nothing any advanced more than that. That's the most advanced deal. That's the only deal I'm willing to talk about at the moment for Arsenal that's really something that's seriously coming in. Anything else is all talks. And if you don't understand talks, people, I can't really help you right now because literally talks can just be talks. Like,
I think what fans have got to understand is that we've obviously brought to people the transfers that people know, but what is this for argument's sake? Arsenal, there's another 15 players that they're talking to that we don't even know about.
Yeah.
So they don't just speak to 3; they speak to 33.
Yeah.
That's how it works. That's how it goes.
And that's a lot of clubs as well. That's a lot of clubs will do that. A lot of clubs will do that. Any news on any Swedish league players? If you're being genuinely on, like if you want that, I can get you that. We can find that out. We're finding that out. Like we're finding that out. We look, Steve. It's a job for you, mate. We're on that. We'll be looking for any Swedish players that are moving about. Don't worry.
James Rowe.
Yeah, no, look, for instance, someone hit me up.
Then, but the missus might be watching.
Someone hit me up the other day asking me about the Jack Wilshere deal. I said, it looks like he's going Bournemouth. Yeah, but you said that Arsenal were in talks of a pay-as-you-play. Yeah, they were. But that was it. Like, they were just talks. That doesn't mean a deal's done. It doesn't mean a deal's going to be done. It's literally just talks. We said it's
contract and we'll talk.
This is what I mean. But Si, people don't understand that. So when you say there's talks, people are like, I'm buying a Jack Wilshere shirt because you told me that Jack Wilshere's going Arsenal. No, they were just talks. So then when I said, it looks like he's going Bournemouth, and they were just talks, they were just the early stages of just talks, and that was what his agent had put to Arsenal, yeah? He came back to me and said, so the deal can still be done. No! I just told you, it looks like he's going Bournemouth. Like, people, you got to keep up. Got to keep up. I know that there's some people that understand it, and they're usually very good at explaining the situation in the comment section. I appreciate your work there, boys. Goodwin, you're definitely one of them. There's quite a few people that seem to understand it and will explain to others. So, yeah, appreciate it. Build a nice little community here of people on the transfer exchange show. Keep it up. I love all the comments that are coming through. If you've got any questions for us, just ask, yeah?
Just Simon in his DM box.
Mine's firmly shut. I ain't leaving mine open. Some of you people are nuts. I'm not talking about the people watching the show. I'm just talking about some of the people that are of the 12,500 that are following us are crazy. Thank you, lads. Apparently, there's some gems. And look, I don't know if you watched our show. Look, I'm talking to you, Lex. Lex, I don't know if you watched our show on it was a Norwegian special, but we got a Norwegian expert on, David Weatherston. Anyone that wants to follow the Norwegian league, go and follow him. He knows his stuff. When I say he knows his stuff, yeah, he predicted 2 scores in the last round of the games the other day. He knows his stuff, seriously. He knows it. And he knows players as well. So we like to do specials on like different countries. So we'll speak to some Swedish experts and we'll bring you a Swedish transfer exchange special. All right. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you very much. There's a lot of people today, so I'm not going to go through all the names, but it's the regulars. If I see any new names, Dan. I don't think I've seen you before. Thank you very much for joining us, Dan. You're not Cementic. Thank you very much for joining us. Appreciate the lovely comments at the start. Mihai, there again. All things Arsenal. Thank you very much. Can't miss out Glenn Cook. Otherwise, he probably won't turn up again. Oliver, thank you very much. I see you commented the other day.
Cheers, Oliver.
I said I weren't going to do this, but now I am. There's a new name there. Thank you very much for joining us. Good win. Bosh, he says. Bosh. Good win. Been here since the start. Love good win.
Get him a catchphrase now.
Melvin, thank you very much for joining us. Melvin is our old mate, Melvin. Obviously, Lex from Sweden. Oh, Dean Ashley. New name. Not seen you there before. Dean, thank you very much for joining us. I hope you subscribe. The governor.
I like that.
One of them. That's me.
Nice.
Craig Kelly, don't think I've seen your name before. Odson Edward, eh? I've not heard anything on Odson Edward in ages. There was Odson Edward links in the summer. Mikel Arteta does like him as a player. I'm sure there'll be more news on Odson Edward in the summer. I don't think there's going to be a January transfer move, I'm honest. Forward position is not something that Arsenal are looking at the moment. Maybe a winger, but Odson Edward's not a winger. He's probably that player that will play down the centre. Next week's show. Lex, it won't be next week's show. I can't put pressure on myself that much that I can say I'm going to get a Swedish expert on next week's show. But if you follow the Transfer Exchange show, slow down, Steve. If you follow the Transfer Exchange show, when that comes out, boom, I'll send it your way, and you'll know. So yeah, as soon as I can get, as soon as we find out, I'll let you know. Thank you very much, there. You've not even been listening like a boy. This is what I mean. It's announced. Slow down. Announced.
This is what I mean. In, didn't you?
You just tuned in. Just tuned in, mate. So good, man. Come on, man. Like a boy. Come on.
You slipped up.
You're slipping there. Mate. Come on. Just press rewind or fast forward when this goes out. Because I ain't talking again about Buendia. About no announcements. Just relax. As soon as we hear more information on the Buendia deal, we'll tell you, yeah? Right now, it's just things have been agreed. It's just conversations. Arsenal are yet to put in the bid. Arsenal have to pay money first. Put the money in. As soon as it goes through, it's done. All right? Just relax, all right?
Yeah. Parker's being a cheeky little man.
Yeah. It doesn't surprise me, if I'm honest. Like, he's probably trying to push for more money, but it is what it is. Any news about Memphis Depay? Not heard anything on it. Yeah. Memphis Depay will probably go at the end of the season. All right. What? Trying to push for more money?
Yeah. I was told that he's trying to push for more money.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. It's they're suddenly one of their best players, and they've got to try and explains to the fans how they're trying to and how they're going to be selling him for such a small fee.
Yeah, and it makes sense what Simon said, that he's obviously not going to come out and say, yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at
top of league, then
is it Zocco? Who's the Borussia Dortmund geezer?
Zorc.
When he said about Julian Brandt, he didn't say that he's not for sale. He didn't say that. What he said is Arsenal haven't spoken to us. I'm not even a fax. Like this is him saying, not saying that he's not for sale. This is him saying that Arsenal haven't come to us, and the chances are we wouldn't want to sell in January. But I'm not saying that the deal's off or there wouldn't be anything. There's nothing in it, or that Arsenal aren't interested. They've just not come to us, which is what he said about Man United the whole summer. And if you're telling me that Man United didn't speak to Borussia Dortmund about a deal for Jadon Sancho, then you need a lobotomy because you lost your mind. All right. Will Willock be going out on loan? Arsenal are looking to send Willock out on loan. They are. Nelson, they're also looking to send Reece Nelson out on loan. That's it, people. I've got to go because this is probably the longest show we've ever done. Thank you very much.
I'm on 9% as we speak.
Simon's on 9%, and that's just his mind. That's not even his phone. All right.
Us three have got to renew our contracts because we want more money.
Yeah. These are looking to sign new deals with other transfer pages. They ain't happy. They ain't happy. All right. Thank you very much for joining us, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us tonight, Si. Thanks for your top transfer news.
Cheers, everyone. Appreciate it.
And the bottom right, we've got Jerome Marks. Thank you very much for joining us, Jerome.
Cheers. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, boys.
Player profile people. Hey, if you want to hit up Jerome, hit him up. If you want to hit up Jerome and ask him personally, for a player profile, go and find him. Go and check him out. And bug him, ask him.
Not literally find him.
So he's coming to me and saying, "Kiz, I've got player profiles for you this week, mate." And I'm like, "What? That's what we want." So go and hit up Jerome and ask him to do player profiles on certain players, young players that no one has heard of, the other ones that we're kind of more interested in. But if they've got a player that people won't really speak about, then obviously we'll speak about him as well. So go and hit him up.
Just
you've got a new name. You've got a new name in and it's not Sipo 2353. That is the most awful. I should never even put that up.
Is that your lottery number?
That is what he had. That is what he had as his name. Simon Poe 2231. That is. Do you know what that is? That's a troll. That is a troll. That's your standard egg, no profile picture troll name. Thank you very much for joining us tonight, Steve.
Yeah, thanks for everybody for joining us. Cheers, mate.
Yeah, the new one, Simon Powell 87.
Yeah, and that's not how many times he's been banned from Twitter. That's his date of birth. All right. Thank you very much for joining us, people. Really appreciate all your support. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you tell everyone, all your mates, to subscribe because, we're only going to get bigger. We ain't going nowhere. Our aim is to be on your TVs one day. Maybe sort out this studio, which is not a studio. We can sort it out. All right. Thank you very much for joining us, people. Stay safe. I'm going to stop doing this soon because there's vaccines about, all right? So be safe, wash your hands, and peace out, all right? But that's going to change soon because the vaccine. I want to go on holiday, all right?